I think we don't have space. Let it die.
And then do it again. Mike. Go. That'll work. That's pretty good.
Hey, 4 foot's great. Sorry.
I'm gonna go grab those rocks.
Jerry, leave him till after.
What?
Just leave them. We'll grab them after that.
I'll have plenty of time. I could have done it.
We'll just do it after the next LSD before they mop. Even like, yeah, even maybe a hair over, but like
I'm excited
edge
to be
12,
mic'd
yeah.
up. For the one time in my life that I will be.
I want to hear someone say.
It's just going to be a lot of like. All right,
Can we hear anything?
Now I can hear you.
All right.
I feel like 85s. 85's probably the.
85 and we sweep.
85 sounds
What do
good.
you say?
Yeah, it sounds about right. Maybe 90 with a little sweeping.
Little sweeping.
This side must be a little slower than.
It is.
Oh, this one's at least on the St. Paul's. Curling, like,
Whenever you're ready.
Gonna get some use out of that cough button.
Yeah. That's really bad. Like, I think that's what they blanked out all my.
Yeah.
Here you can't say anything.
I'm a little light. I gave a little ad.
90.
Take a look.
Oh, I wasn't good to not let it.
Gotta go. Yeah. All the way. Randy, help.
Not enough. Oh, baby, we have hammer. I think so.
Shit, sorry guys.
Not bad. The other one was like our second one.
We had
Or a little bit closer.
it was just outside top four. And then we
No,
had
we
back
got
four.
it. We got it by
Are we hearing the?
We got it by a mile.
Are we hearing the team that's not out there right now?
Hammer and 2 points for how much better we are than them.
We want to kick you playing that.
Yeah.
Keep your heads on.
Not bad.
One shot at a time.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I think we are hearing the other team.
Are we hearing both teams right now? What's that? Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think we were hearing Wysocki.
No, we just heard him say, "Oh, we've got hammer," and we just heard him say, "Oh shit, we've got hammer."
Yeah.
Are we on? Like they can't hear what we're saying, right? Oh, it is. Okay. All right. Okay.
You're probably excited to be a few sheets. Oh, just right next to us? You poor guys. Yeah.
But we can't hear each other when we're.
Yeah. Huh? I don't know if they use that side. It's already live. Oh, okay. Well, we throwing first then?
Unless something's not working right.
See, buddy? Oh, I don't need it, baby. I need to practice. I've been sliding like dog shit this morning, so. Yeah. All right, so we got 4 points in the first end. We got 6 points in the second end. Yeah, it was a close game.
Remember what Gatorades are, boys.
Good curling.
Curling. You almost blew a blood vessel there, bud.
Good curling.
Hey, good
Good
curling.
curling.
That's it. Good curling.
Curling, sir. Good curling, Chris.
Curling, boys.
Let's take care of business, bud. Let's do it. Do we have hammer?
I assume so.
You got hammer, right?
Did they say who has hammer yet?
They didn't even tell us who had hammer. I'm pretty sure we had it, but.
Yeah, I think you have it. All right. All right.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm gonna take a slide, Tyler. I want to take you out.
Can't really slide. Oh, got it.
All right, hello and welcome to the live stream from the St. Paul Curling Club. We're streaming, which draw is this? Are we into the 6th draw?
I believe so. I could stand corrected.
But we're streaming the Sheet 5 matchup between Team Wysocki and Team Betzold. Wysocki coming from the Stevens Point Curling Club. Team Betzold playing on their home ice at the St. Paul Curling Club. And it appears Team Wysocki has hammer in the first end.
And I'm Justin Purvis, Team Wysocki throwing reds and Betzold throwing yellows. Betzold is here as the host club for St. Paul Curling Club. They qualified through a playdown procedure with 6 other teams trying to qualify, and they held strong and took the win.
Wysocki was one of the early qualifiers out of the 2024 Midwest Cup.
My bad, overcurled it. That's all right. It's really good, though.
It looks like 3 of these guys are seasoned veterans at 5U Nationals. Skip Weiss and second have all played at Nationals before. Danny Cheever throwing at lead. This is his first trip to the 5U National Tournament.
Yeah, and Trevor Wysocki, this is his first year skipping this team.
Looks heavy. Yeah.
Coming down.
Yeah.
It's like Betzold is trying to sneak under that corner guard just thrown by Wysocki.
Well. Okay.
I stand corrected.
We could get what you
Just a center guard.
Got room! Room! Room!
Wait's there. Top 4.
This is fine. Just needs a curl.
So this should be a pretty good
Yeah,
game
we got
between these two teams. I've seen both of them play a few different times
Yeah, I got stuck
at
in between
qualifiers. I know Wysocki has traveled to a lot of spiels this year. They've had a good showing at pretty much every one of them I've seen them play in. And Betzold, sounds like they pretty much cobbled this team together specifically for the St. Paul qualifier playdown. Doesn't seem that they've played together outside of this. But certainly have some talented curlers on both teams, so looking forward to a good matchup here.
Absolutely. Both teams are 2-0 so far, so somebody O has got to go.
Nice hit and flop there.
Just, partially exposed.
Got this?
With how hard the Rocks have been curling at this tournament, I think they'll have no trouble getting inside a nose on this and could flop undercover.
Absolutely. A lot of the teams were pretty shocked with the amount of curl during the opening practices on Wednesday afternoon.
Clean. Clean.
I'd say that's an understatement. I don't think anybody had ever seen a rock curl 11 feet.
I certainly haven't. I'll just pick that one out.
Avoided the jam on the back.
And they'll just try to replace it.
Yeah. Solid strategy. Try and get under that cover a little bit. Split the house.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Sounds like they might be a little down weight.
Needs to be in.
Starting
All the
to
way.
really carve now.
Gotta go all the way. Get top 12. Come on.
We got it. We got it. You got it, guys. Good shot. Good sweep.
That one's fully in the paint. Partially covered. Good spot.
You guys like the same thing? If we peel, that's fine. Right? See that, or you just want to draw?
Draw. Okay, never mind.
Peel's okay.
Normal. Control.
Just looking to get one of these rocks out of the way. Doesn't sound like they're that concerned about which one goes. They're past that guard. Might get a little double here. No,
Ooh,
just missed
sneaks
that.
by.
Yeah, it looks like they just want to put it back.
Looks like he's giving him a little bit more broom on this one.
Makes sense. Try and get completely buried under that guard if they can.
Take a look.
Yep. Right here. Whoa, 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 it looks hot. Right here. Oh. Good. That overcooked a little.
And that one, heard him say overcurled a little bit. That is still sitting pretty open there.
Yeah, I would imagine Wysocki wants to do just to flop it over and tuck his behind that center guard.
Yep.
He's got a little bit more room to work with now.
Oh, baby, drill.
Yep.
Hard, Chris.
And they're on it right
Hard,
away.
Chris.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Curl.
Yeah, it's starting to finish.
I don't think it's going to
That's
get
not
across
going to
the
get inside
face.
a nose.
Yep.
And they're going to roll right out of there.
Keep going. Keep showing him half.
Well, I think they've got this shot dialed in now.
I would hope so.
All there.
I don't think we touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Didn't go quite as far inside into that port, but I think it's still sitting pretty open.
Yeah,
like we
looks
said.
almost about the same spot, maybe sticking out a little bit further.
Okay.
I feel like we're in some sort of time warp. I feel like the same sequence has happened over and over and over.
I dumped it.
Is this Groundhog Day?
Yep.
Hard, Chris.
Oh, this one's tight. He looks like he's going to be
Yeah,
on that
that's
guard.
going to be on that guard.
Roll a red. Roll a red. Okay. What do you mean like that, bro? Just kind of an asshole.
Thinking here.
Yeah, let's go here.
Yeah. Edge of 12. Actually, yeah, a little more.
Looks like David is trying to get his shot top 12.
Yep. Makes sense.
Top 12.
Try and get
What are we feeling on?
a little bit of cover back if they can, but sitting third count and
Just
put a little more pressure on it.
block up that center scoring area.
Line's good.
I think it's up.
Okay. Where is it? T's okay.
Not deep.
Back here,
Not
then.
too deep.
Right here, even? Nope.
So, looks
Yeah,
like he's gonna
That's okay.
settle right on the pin.
Pretty
Yeah,
much dead on. That'd be a very good LSD.
yeah.
I do that, then
I-
he starts it. I don't hate going for
I
the
would take
double.
that one.
Either the double, then.
I had the pleasure
go
with
curl, let it
playing
go,
with David Betzold and Jerry Schimmel
I think it just normally went for
a
him.
couple of years ago in the Blazing Brooms. They had a 5U event for
He needs to be thin.
that Bonspiel.
It goes,
Okay.
flop it in front.
Did not go quite as well as we had hoped, but we did make the D event championship game by going 0-3. So it was a very interesting.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, trying to go for the
That's
doubles is
impressive.
normal. If we overcurl, we'll flop in front.
so. Blazing Brooms
If we
is
flop in
up
front,
at
you might
Four
yard it,
Seasons,
you know.
right?
It is 4 Seasons.
Okay.
Nice club up there, nice bar, good ice.
Yep, normal.
Yep, they've got some great people working at that club. Todd Burr, former national champion, he's put together a pretty nice setup up there. They're hosting actually the World Deaf Curling Championships last week and this week.
Hard all the way. Hard all the way, Danny. You got it.
So some
You got
world-class curling to be
You
seen
got
up
it.
there.
That's all right.
Control. You like this?
I like, no, because I didn't clip this.
It's wide open.
It is wide open. I think I like inside out though.
I don't like this as much. Control.
I'm thinking normal.
Normal.
Give me a little more. Yeah.
No, this is a difficult takeout here. The rocks seem to be swinging a lot more while going inside
Normal
out.
hit.
Yeah, we had a
Don't care if I keep
pretty
it shooter, but
lengthy discussion about that yesterday with quite a few people, and nobody seems to know the answer on why that happens. If there's anybody smarter than us in the curling world that's listening in on this, if you have the answer for why rocks curl harder going inside out, generally, let us know.
We heard some interesting theories. One was that a lot of the walking paths and sliding paths are more heavily trafficked. Oh, here's Tixty outside.
Control?
Yeah.
I want to come this way, so
Sounds good.
you know what I mean? We have no risk of jamming.
Yep.
So looking for just a control weight hit. I'm guessing he's just looking to nose this.
It is his hammer rock here.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no control. That way we don't jam. Have any risk of jamming.
Yep. So just nose that. Sit two.
You can afford a little bit of a roll.
A little tight.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Hard, Danny. Hard, Danny. All the way. All the way.
He's pretty much right on it right now, so
He's
it's
looking
gonna
pretty
curl
good.
inside.
Head down. Head down.
Just off the nose, that'll do.
Real nice. Nice shot for two. So yeah, that second to last rock definitely did exactly what we were discussing. Just across the center line, it just runs.
It's a good skip's deuce there, if I'm correct.
I mean, I
Yes.
play well. Settle for 4.
Yep.
Very nice shot.
Hey, way to stay in that end, boys.
Hey,
Way to stay in that end. Hey,
let's get it going.
let's cap.
Let's pick it up a little.
Let's capitalize on those those misses a bit. And Yeah, I think we just said that, yes, capitalize, we kind of just weren't capitalizing and missing. Their handle's really soft, so we can get some overkill mistakes out of them. So let's do this. You guys want to go? You want to go in?
Hear you guys talking about the soft handle making the rocks just curl like crazy. So that's something we're seeing a lot of at this national tournament. So the 5U players do tend to have a little bit lighter release than the people that are used to playing on this competitive ice. So where you normally see the world level players throwing 5-6 rotations, the 5U players tend to get somewhere around 2 to 3 rotations along the way. So instead of that nice 5-foot curl, we're seeing some of them get away from us, get 8 feet of curl out of these rocks. And
Does make the game fun, though.
it does. And the nice thing is everybody has to play that same ice, so if one team has to deal with the hard curl, so does the other.
I've got a nice center guard here, just off the center line.
I had a 422.
This one's coming through.
Just a little bit of a positive release on that shot.
So it seems like they're looking for the same line here.
We're way ahead, so we want to play it clean.
That's better.
Line's good.
It's got to go. Yeah.
Got
It's
room.
425 a lot.
Line's getting better.
Top 12.
Keep it coming.
Just trying to sneak this one around.
Yep, right here's good too.
So, Brandon, you've been here all week with me. What has been memorable about Nationals this week?
Well, it was my first experience with the opening ceremonies. That was pretty impressive, getting paraded out with all the other players and getting to see the ceremony. Had some nice words from the head of USA Curling, Dean Gemmel, welcoming everybody to the tournament. And
Might be able to get this.
the leadership at our club, welcoming everybody, telling them a little bit about the history of the St. Paul Curling Club, and we're excited to have everybody here. Certainly fun having the ceremonial first rock team. Had some world champion curlers out there. And that ceremonial first rock, of course, gets put right on the button.
It was
Beautiful
amazing
shot.
how quickly that died coming down the ice. It looked so hot off the hand, and
Yeah. So
that's the difference between us and professional curlers. Is
Right.
they just know the ice that much better.
That's right.
And this last rock by Team Betzold just overcurled a little bit and ticked that guard. Unfortunately, they have to replace that during the free guard zone.
Line's good.
Back 4, back 8.
Hey, let it grind.
Still all there. Back 8, back 12.
Looks like this one's gonna come through the back too.
Yeah, ice is heating up a little bit.
Same stuff.
I was talking with Craig earlier this week, and he shared a very interesting story about while they're making preparations for the ice on Tuesday, and they actually had a squirrel come onto the ice playing surface and run around. Luckily, they were able to capture and release that squirrel without harm. But probably didn't see that one coming on their list of things they had to deal with.
All right, so we are outside the free guard zone now. So that tick takes those rocks out of play. Got one lonely red rock sitting at the top of the house now.
See if they can sneak one around there. Sit top 4 just on tee.
Justin and Brandon, I have a question for you.
Yep.
Yes,
That the tick rule, that you guys have to play with, is that follow the same 5 guard? Is it the first 5 guards?
It is.
This exact same thing. It's just the tick, though.
Yep. Yeah. So if any of the first 5 rocks, during the first 5 rocks, anything that's in play between the hog line and the house can't be taken out of play, otherwise it gets replaced. The no tick rule adds during that same window of 5 rocks. If you take any free guard that's touching the center line out of play, or if you move it off the center line, actually, it doesn't need to come out of play. If you move it off the center line, then it's the same as if you had removed a rock during the 5 rock rule. So.
Yep, everything you got.
Excellent. You guys know Robbie Hank?
Yes. Hey, Robbie.
Yep. They are. He's watching, and he says he's excited to hear y'all on the mic. Although he
thanks,
said
Robbie.
Jason, so I might have. I thought it was Justin.
It is Justin.
Well, who's Jason?
We don't know.
I don't think Jason Smith is here this weekend.
No.
I haven't seen him around.
I'm Jason. Thank you.
Yeah.
Beauty, yeah.
But I didn't actually introduce myself. I'm Brandon Smith. I'm not as good a curler as Jason. Maybe someday, but I'm not holding my breath.
Happy with that.
And I am Justin Purvis. We also have the pleasure in playing in this event.
Roll it out if you can.
First year trying
Fine.
for it.
I love it.
Jordan says people oftentimes call him Jason.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I
that's
thought Jordan was in a meeting, though.
yeah.
Is he on the live chat right now?
Yeah.
Jordan was supposed to be on the mic with us, and he decided he had better things to do,
Yeah.
like
Work.
a job.
Oh, he's in the meeting.
Oh,
Nice.
I hate it when my job gets in the way of what I'm doing during the workday.
Especially when it involves curling.
Yeah.
Always curl, always curl. Good soup tie.
Nice hit and flop to the center.
Nose.
Control.
So Robbie that chimed in, he's also a 5U curler. I saw him at a few of the qualifiers, and if I remember correctly, he's still got a few years of eligibility. So I would expect we'll see him out on the ice at one of these tournaments one day.
Yep.
Here. It's the nice thing about the 5U. I really appreciate that
Great job.
USA Curling put this tournament together.
And they've done such a good job with
They
it.
have. But great to have people that have picked up the game later in life and took a liking to it, be able to have something to compete for, because we know we're not going to be competing at Worlds or anything like that. But
Line!
still nice to have something. You know, the youth that are curling have the junior championships, and nice to have those of us that didn't find our way to the game until adulthood.
But it still amazes me the amount of talent out here for
It's, yeah.
You want to feel that?
You want to feel it? Or you want to go behind?
If we're coming in, we're going here.
Well, it is a national championship, so
Just like Tom said, remember?
got
Yeah, I believe there
People
were, was it 560 teams went out to try to qualify through the 23 various events, and
wow.
Here
I hadn't heard the total.
here we are with the final 24.
Yep. Over top 4 on that side. Yep. Preferably. Pretty similar to what we've been throwing, eh? Right?
got to curl. I mean, if we could get over here, that's great. Yep, finish it, Chris. Finish it, Chris. Finish it, Chris. Good shot. That'll work.
So I'm not, wasn't 100% sure if they were trying to get a split off of that one. They were pretty darn close.
It would have been nice to get that other rock inside the house to potentially get a bigger end out of this.
Yeah. Put a little bit more pressure by not just giving them one to throw at.
Normal hit and roll. Roll behind their guard. Yeah, catch it under. Yes.
So he said normal hit and roll. So was he looking for normal weight or just a normal hit and roll?
Well,
Any roll.
I believe normal and try to tuck under that guard, but just doesn't. It
Pretty close to
over-curled.
nose, and it just sticks. So even with that takeout weight, they're really moving out here.
That's pretty good.
So we'll see pretty soon if Team Betzold is going to try to play a blank. If that
Normal.
shakes
Contact,
out.
all that matters, boys.
Early in the game, that wouldn't surprise me. But Wysocki delivering his last rock.
Yep. Hard, Chris. Hard, Chris. Hard, Chris. All the way, Chris.
This
All the
one's-
way. You got it. All the way. You got it.
Still got a piece
All the
of
way,
it.
You got it. All the way, too.
It's going to roll out.
They will lose that. So if they want the blank, it'll be an easy one.
My bad.
What do you want?
Let's hear what they want.
I don't mind. Even end. It's early though. Yeah. Blank. Let's blank.
Yep.
We're here and they're choosing for the blank. Probably not a lot of sweeping on this shot.
Yeah.
Throw it away.
Might just keep it clean, keep it from picking at the last second.
Yeah, we did see a pretty gnarly pick earlier today in our game.
Sure did. Had a nice 2 foot
give it
long
control.
drag mark in the ice. All right, normal weight takeout at an empty house will get you a blank.
All right, they'll keep
They'll
the hammer.
keep the
to
hammer.
third.
Move to the next end.
Yeah, always looking for multiple points with the hammer.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. If
Yeah, I like that.
you score 2 when you've got the hammer and the other team can hold the team to 1, hold the opponent to 1, the math works out at the end that you end up with most points.
Yeah. The only
But-
downside right now is they keep the hammer through the third. So technically, if they keep on going back and forth, Wysocki will have the hammer in the 8th.
Right.
So.
Yeah, strategizing. You've got to take all those factors into account. But you heard David mention it's early.
Yep.
So
Yeah, if this was later in the game, you might just want your 1 point.
Yep. But this early in the game, you can always hope that you get a steal along the way and then
You're good.
wind up with more points on the
Yeah,
board,
go.
and you have hammer in the even end. So
Yeah, 4, 4, 5. Go for 4. 4's fine.
looking at sheet 4 over here, man, that's a lot of rocks in the house.
That is. And 1 left to go.
Line's good.
T. Back 4.
Okay, let it grind then.
It's grinded.
They were looking for top 4 for this rock, and we're hearing that it is a little bit heavy. But they're sweeping.
Yep, make sure. As far as it goes, boys.
Oh, we got her in there.
All right. Yeah, we just keep broom down because it kind of just, it caught something
We
there.
got lady.
Yep.
Good
Who's
zone.
shooting right now, guys?
Who won the team or
Yeah.
which?
That'd be Danny Cheever, the lead. This is his first year with the team. Shout out to any of the family members of Danny Cheever
It's
tuning in.
Despins.
that was Despins.
Oh, that was Despins.
That was in the hack just now. Danny Cheever delivered the first rock.
Yeah.
I just looked up. So apparently he is like comes from Canadian curling royalty. Apparently,
Really?
yeah. His uncle curled from Saskatchewan. Curled I don't know if that means he's dead or he stopped curling in 2020, but he was a prominent figure in men's curling. 2-time Saskatchewan men champion. He's been to the Brier, and I think his sister is an active curler, and she lives in Thunder Bay.
Control.
Excellent. So to me, that begs the question, if you come from that kind of lineage, how did you not pick up curling until adulthood?
Oh, baby.
You know?
Best sweeper in the biz.
Yeah, well, we're all children at heart.
That's true.
Nice, Tom.
I always think of the same thing about when you come from the land down under. The women tall as lumber, is that how that goes?
Rollin' Thunder. I forget how the lyrics go on that one.
I come from the land down under where the women roll
Rollin'
like
Thunder. Roll
oh,
like
yeah.
thunder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll like thunder. All right.
Well, we're never getting there.
I think that's an interesting point when you're saying later, because I started curling when I was in my 40s, and I felt like, oh my gosh, this is like, I'm way too late to the game if I ever want to do anything important.
Right.
Like, I would love to be up on that wall of fame over there, but I don't think I ever will be unless maybe, like, I'm 53, maybe
Hey,
senior
you're
men's.
eligible for seniors now.
Yeah, yeah.
Clean right away. Okay.
I think that's a bit commitment, though.
Yeah. I mean, you take a look at the guys that are out there curling at Senior Worlds right now. All of them have been doing this their entire lives, so you do have to get your foot in the door at that level as well. But
Yeah, I don't know who I would replace on the senior men's team. Far below, probably not. Richie, probably not.
Nice job, boys.
Yeah.
Really good.
Who are the other people?
I'm blanking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Farbelow and Richie tend to be the two most vocal out of that crew. So the others kind of fade into the background at times for me.
Maybe somebody
unfortunately.
in the chat can. That's
I don't think
watching
that
that.
I don't think that I can replace any of those people ever. I probably
Not
when
with
they're,
that
and they're in
attitude.
their 90s. I probably couldn't.
And I think they're playing right now against
They are,
Norway. Does
yeah.
anyone in the chat have an update on that game that's following along?
In the semis, or in the play downs or whatever playoffs.
At Worlds, correct?
Yeah, they're Worlds. Are they into the playoffs in that tournament right now?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I just know they qualified yesterday, so that could be another. Yeah.
Okay, somebody was watching it downstairs before we came up here. So.
Sure.
Good shot. Oh, look at you. Who the fuck is Chris now?
Keep creeping it over there. We're going to be able to
I'm
get the
surprised
double.
he doesn't want goddamn deal.
Oh, Bill's. Yeah. We got some info from Scooterville.
All right.
Bill Stapera and Darren
Line's
Lato.
good.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
I couldn't. I don't know Darren. I know Bill, and I couldn't think of his name because I have a little fuzzy brain this morning. But
That'll happen.
USA is up 4-1 on Norway. Well, that's sad. I always like Norway winning. It's like the home
Yeah, 9-8.
home team for me.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
generational
Yeah.
home team.
Closer to normal.
Got a little Scandinavian in you?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, I apologize to Bill and Darren. I didn't mean to imply that you just fade into the background. just means I didn't know you. And
Likely, if Brandon
let's be
Brandon
real,
know
though.
him, that's likely those are one of the ones I should replace. Then
No, I don't think so. But
I think
Let's-
I could
let's
replace.
be real,
I think
by-
I could replace Bill.
I don't
think.
know.
No, I couldn't. I mean, I could. He's funny, and people say I'm funny. So
Well, there you go.
yesterday, this might be not true. I might be a self-awareness thing. But yesterday I was miking up. All these curlers are, most of them are super tall. Like I'm 5'6", they're all taller than me. So I'm like going up to.
You're like climbing a tree.
Exactly. I have to get a little stool and at least they're not like Bombo. Like Bombo is like 8'10".
Do you have
Cracks the ice
extensions?
when he
Do you have
steps out there.
extensions for your microphones for Bombo?
Yeah. I've never mic'd up Bombo. I think that might be dangerous.
It could be entertaining.
Yes, it would be very entertaining. But I was noticing yesterday when I was taking mics off people, I would reach up like this, my hands, and I'm like, I'd smell, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I stink. But I had showered and everything, and I don't normally stink that I know of. And I was like, but it happened, and it was always when I was taking a mic off. And then I realized I'm taking the mic off of people that have been out curling for, 2.5 hours, sweaty. I'm probably not the one that stinks.
I wouldn't rule it out.
I don't care.
So who's Seb 717? You guys know? Hanging out downstairs away from the microphones so they can mutter in peace.
As long as we got each other, we'll be all right, buddy.
That I don't know.
I'll go down and buy that person a shot. No, I won't. I think it's interesting that people watch the game listening to the commentary. And I've always thought it'd be cool to get it like so we could stream it like bypass YouTube because there's a delay. It's like a 10-second or 8-second delay. Mm-hmm. So if you're watching it on YouTube, you see what happens and then you hear that would confuse my brain. But it'd be cool if you could have like an internal channel.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only way to get there.
Just piped into the lobby.
Top 8, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I want that.
Top 8.
It would be cool, I guess. You'd have to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah. We wouldn't want to tarnish our reputation of golden members here at this club.
That's right. That's right. Or you could have a buzz button, like those game shows where you could people could X you out. You could give people like, he's out of here, and then you get a replacement in like.
Oh, yeah, just rotating commentators.
Yeah, as people get canceled by the membership. It'd be a silent mic probably.
Pretty good.
All right, we have Jerry Schimmel delivering his last rock of the end.
Looking good.
Trying to sit on top of this one? Or?
I think so. It looks like it's over curling. Now you got to get back there.
Or was it the draw behind all along?
That could be, but
Yeah, let's hit it. Yeah, I can get it with control.
Pretty open. You can probably see about half that rock.
I don't want to get
at
too
least.
soft with that. I want to be so close. Kind of like control. Right? I'll let you know.
Team Betzold is really looking to get something either frozen or really well
Or we can just
covered in
freeze
here
on it.
at this point.
We could freeze on it,
Got
or we could run that one.
4
back.
red sitting in the house, so
Just draw and freeze.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
The one
like it.
red rock
I
on
don't
the
mind it
button
being a
is
touch heavy.
slightly behind T.
Yeah, I was just getting a little conservative, like trying to hit it, you know what I mean? But then I was like, oh, I could just draw it.
So they're just going to try to draw to it. Maybe a little back 8 weight could just tap it back a little bit.
Well, it's got to be there.
Definitely the safer option, especially with what we were talking about earlier in those inside out
yep,
hits.
definitely. If If you try to run a hit past, I do think the yellow's sticking out enough, but that red
Feels a little light.
sitting in the 8-foot is definitely more of a concern going with the inside out.
Everybody's got to
They
work.
did talk about running that red rock
Curl.
back.
Curl.
Elected not to go that
Line,
route.
line. Hard guys. Hard all the way.
Those run
Get down
backs
through
are,
here. Get down
if you
through
can
here.
hit
Hard
them,
to
they're a
line.
valuable
Hard to line.
tool in the toolbox,
Hard to
but
line.
they're
All the
really
way.
finicky.
All the way.
You
All the
gotta.
way. All the way.
This looks really nice.
Yeah.
You want should I
I mean, we got to hit this.
Yeah, but if we hit it,
Enough?
then he just hits
So
me.
not enough
Hit
to
right there. would
to
be
get
good.
second
good.
count out of
I
that.
could jam on
So
that, but I don't mind it.
Got some room.
Yeah.
Normal?
Uh, I don't want normal because I don't want to like hit that bad.
If we hit it this flat, you're going to need all normal. If you do control, we'll spin here.
Okay.
You can hear them
Normal.
trying to figure out where they
I just
want
worry
their
about
shot
too much
rock
weight
to
hitting that,
end
but-
up.
Here in normal.
Discussing weights and
So he's
how it's going to flop over.
he's looking to hit it pretty thick and flop over just a little bit to be sitting
Okay, we're
under
gonna hit
cover.
flat to the cover. Hit and roll behind. Yeah.
It is
Yep,
tricky.
roll behind.
So they're currently sitting shot, but if they move that rock at all,
Tighter. Tighter.
then that's going to be in danger of not counting.
Yeah, they are shot by a good 3/4 of a rock.
But throwing normal weight, you've got a lot of potential to dislodge.
Yeah,
that.
they do
Yes,
have to hit this
fine.
pretty close to nose.
Hard line.
Starting to come in. They got to hold it.
I think that's going to hit less. Yep, there we
what they
go.
did want.
So
But they are shot rock now.
they are. Yep. Did hear David
Probably the same thing
mention
we just did, eh?
that's what I didn't want. So
Yeah, I don't know if I can hit it. It's too a little risky to hit it. You know.
those big weight hits
I mean, otherwise I
Sure.
can try to. Let's try to tap it back.
Yeah.
are tough to control,
And this,
especially with the rocks moving
Try
like
to
they
be
are.
like-
but
yeah, this isn't
Back
an
8,
easy
back
rock
12,
to
right? That's all
get
we
to
need.
either. So this
Right?
is a playmaker shot here. They're
Yeah.
talking about
I
maybe
think
just
there
drawing
and then
to
have
it.
finish at the, I don't think we can get tight with the broom. So
Yeah. No, I agree.
Those red rocks just don't look like they're quite lined up enough in order to shoot it into the yellow rock.
ideally we can be like back 8, back 12, and pop those back, and sit like 1, 2, 3. Well,
it sounds like they want to move that rock if they can.
You know, so what do you have in my last one?
Main thing would be just getting down here. The red rock that they've got sitting at the top of the 4-foot, keeps the scoring area pretty small for yellow as is. They're just looking for a little added insurance, or ideally move them off shot right now.
Curl.
This one's hanging out. There's just a little bit. Let's see if they can get it going.
Push it. Push it, Chris.
Now
Push
it's
it,
breaking. Looks like it'll
Push it,
maybe
Chris.
get there.
It's going to be close.
Nope.
Oh,
My God. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
Made contact, but
also made contact with the player. Just catches David Call back there.
What are we feeling?
so David
What did I
Betzold will
fill
have
out on?
a draw for 2.
It's just got to get a little bit of that 4-foot
spot.
and lots of room to do it.
I think I think it's full 4, but yeah, I mean touch button would be great.
Wants to touch button. I think that's getting a little greedy here. Just
85.
half 4 is plenty.
Yeah, you don't even need half a 4. Maybe he's working on his LSD.
Fair enough.
You're always thinking ahead when you're a skip.
It looks all there.
Yeah. Whoa! I think it's hot.
Take a look. Whoa, yeah, hard. Whoa.
David thinks it's hot. His sweepers thought otherwise.
There we
It's
go, boys.
coming in kind of nice.
Yeah.
It does get behind T. But he
That's
gets the
full
button.
button.
Well,
Well, his greed paid off. Great draw from David Betzold there.
is it greedy or is it a confidence builder?
They're not mutually exclusive.
No. But maybe that's the kind of oomph you need as a skip to boost the confidence.
Yeah.
I like how he trusted his sweepers. Like originally he said off, but then they were like still on it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they never let up.
Yeah.
So
No.
they knew something he didn't.
And then at the very end, it was like off. No, on. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
it's always good to hear that.
Yeah.
Off, on, off, on.
yeah. I like that. Yeah. Sometimes you hear that and the person's just messing with you. It's already messed up, you know, and they just want to. I don't like that. That bothers me.
Now, who would do that to you?
I was once playing against Wilmert. Like I was the lead on the other team, and he was doing that to me. Like when I was sweeping, he would yell. It was just a league night, and he was just goofing around, but he would
Wait,
yell
he
for me
was
to
yelling?
sweep.
He
For
was
me to
yelling
sweep,
at
though.
you?
Yeah,
I never heard that about him. I thought he was pretty soft-spoken.
yeah. Well, he can be. If he had a half a gallon of limoncello, maybe. Not gallon. Half a quart, we'll say.
I didn't know limoncello came in half-gallon containers.
When you make it yourself, you make whatever gallon size you want.
I think
So.
it's in.
That is a fair point.
Whoa. 2-3. 2-3's great.
Just looking for a center line guard here.
That's great.
It's going to settle nicely.
Nice shot.
Just off of the center line, though. That wicked curl coming back into play one more time.
405.
Still a free guard, though. I dare say it's close enough to center that
Weight's good.
that'd still be useful.
Just cleaning.
Line's good.
In our games, so we haven't seen too many actual center line guards, but I also haven't seen anybody really trying to take advantage of that tick shot.
No,
wait,
no,
wait.
it hasn't come into play.
Nope, gotta go for
This
line.
one's coming in pretty nice. Just draw behind.
We're over curling, so.
A little bit different of a strategy, opting not to throw a corner guard.
Yep,
Hey, Danny.
a little bit more aggressive play, but I have to say it panned out for him here so far. That's a really nice placement on
Yeah, it
that
is. I would imagine they're going to try to sit on top of that red stone here.
Hey, keep it up, bud. Great song.
Starting
Yeah,
to carve
well,
over.
Looks like it's going to sit right on top of it.
Maybe cause a
Little
little
tap.
separation, which isn't
Yeah.
always bad.
Didn't stagger that as much as I would like.
No,
That
maybe a little bit
It's
too much
okay.
separation.
Same way. '98. 07.
Top 12.
Sweeper's really going at it.
Take a look.
We're good.
Take a look.
Whoa. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, a little bit much there. Well, now we've froze it. Just, yep.
Unfortunately, bumps that yellow back right onto the red.
This isn't bad either.
Yeah, put it on the pile. The angles are better for us right now.
not terrible for red since they're still sitting shot, but
Does tighten the
it's-
scoring zone down.
tightens the scoring zone, and if they do want to do anything with that yellow, it's going to be really hard to move it.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Close.
I think I want it higher.
Probably back four.
Curl. Okay, whoa.
So it looks like it might sneak around
Let's get it
behind
here.
T.
Let's get it right there. Right here.
No,
Right
it's
here. Come on.
settling down.
All right.
Not a bad spot for yellow. They can pick that to get
You can
rid
see
of the
about
red
half
now?
that red. I don't know if it's worth punching out.
I don't think so.
Because we hit that too with that red. Fuck.
Yeah. Well, now we can hit the 3 into it.
Heel.
Clean.
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 Yep.
Yep. Hard getting. Hard getting.
Oh.
Good peel shot.
Jerry! Or...
So Brandon, you were telling me this morning that you had lunch at a great brewery around here yesterday as we went separate ways in between games.
Well, we weren't.
What
We
was it?
really weren't that separate, but yeah, we
Then let's
had
punch
a
this.
great
It's
lunch
up
over
there,
at St. Paul Brewing.
Top 4.
We're gonna give a shameless shout out to our sponsors for our team.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's curling.
Yeah, it's good.
It's
Yep,
it'll
we
be
enjoyed a
fine.
nice
Okay, we're good.
nice
We're good.
team
We're good.
lunch on their patio yesterday.
Okay,
That
not
was
too much. But yeah, all right, perfect.
It was
great day to be outdoors and
Yeah, it was
got out
nice.
there before the rain started. So.
Yeah, get out there, touch grass,
Yeah.
recompose yourself.
We're one.
You're making me thirsty. Did you bring any like crowlers or whatever they call those?
We didn't because the bar at the club serves beer. And so we felt we should patronize the bar at our club. But
And while you're here, why would you want a crowler when you can have a nice Dale's
Always
Pale
want to draw
Ale?
here.
yeah, official
Well, we're,
sponsor.
we're out of
Let's draw
Dale's
here.
Pale, I think.
Oh,
What?
we are.
How did that happen? Where's Adam?
Yeah, I could text him. No, I just wanted to try it, and then I would, could give you feedback about how great it is.
Gotcha.
Well, they are a great sponsor of USA Curling, I'll tell you that. They've shown up to all of the national
Top 8.
events, and it seems like they always sell out of their product while they're here.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Hard. Can't be a guard, guys. Cannot be a guard.
Says it cannot be a guard. Unfortunately, that is a guard.
I think here. I like this or this.
We're one, but it's not a good spot. That's what I was thinking there. Like that fucks up an angle, so just try to get rid of it.
Betzold looking to capitalize on an opportunity here.
Hey, if we blast it, we might fuck ourselves.
Bit of a shove.
Just looking to, I think, tap up their number 3 rock.
Got a grinder. Yep. You're good. All the way. All the way.
Yeah.
All the way.
Whoa. Let's let it go.
It's coming
I
in
think
with
it's in
a
a fine
fair bit
spot.
of weight.
That'd be good.
Well, didn't quite get a tap on that.
It
He's
makes
not-
it difficult
I
to
probably should
tap
have
that
him on
3 up now.
Right.
I could have had him on line a little more and hold it. And
I think
get
it's
a
the
little
same
better angle.
thing.
I mean, he's
I do
Yeah,
think,
barely.
based on the way
Really close
these
to giving up 3
rocks
now.
are staggered, there is potential to hit that 5 with enough weight to get that red out of there.
our angles are screwed now. Yeah.
5 into 2,
Yeah.
I do see
that's
that.
what I think I needed to see a bit more. Sorry about that.
but the placement of that last rock
I
Oh.
think at this point, I just want to keep.
He's a
opens
girl.
up an angle, but it does just make a direct tap up to get shot a little bit tougher.
This red doesn't look like it's going to be a guard here.
Unless I get it. No.
It's going to sit in the back house.
We got one more.
And it looks like he's looking at that shot you're just talking about.
I think it's there if you hit it with pretty good weight and just hit what you can see. I think that red shot rock
Our,
goes.
the angles are all messed up from that last rock.
He is looking to get this one on, stick it to the 3. I think he likes that angle a little bit better.
Yep.
We can force though too. I mean, that's fine.
I heard him saying that the angles are a little messed up from the placement of that last rock, but I still think that shot's there. But can't fault him for not playing it because it's
Yeah, I mean, they're
it's
pretty
tough.
tight. You got to come with a lot of weight, but
Yeah. Got to come with a lot of weight and just skinny past that number 4 yellow rock at the top of the
Yeah,
house.
Curl, curl, curl. Always curl. Down to it, let it bounce a little. All right, good shot. You're done here. Good shot.
Now that's even harder. But they do have
well, with the amount of swing you have, I just don't know with the weight that you need to throw.
right. We'll see what Wysocki looks to do here. He's still sitting shot, so I imagine he wants to just make any play on that pile in the front of the 4-foot harder.
They do still have a chance at that 6 going into the 3. So
Yeah.
4 now. We'll
Can't
see
be
what
happy,
happens.
it needs to work.
Yeah. That's definitely their best opportunity, so I think he's just
Hurl!
looking to
Hurl!
take that away or at least make it really hard. If they come in with too much weight, though, they can make that shot for them, so they need
Just
to
Danny,
settle.
just Danny, just Danny, just Danny, just Danny, just Danny, just Danny, Danny.
There we go.
This is quite a cluster in there.
Yep.
Either that or put one right here.
Yeah, let's keep stacking them.
Because then we'd have this.
Yeah. Or I mean, even here, I might be able to chip that in. But yeah, I like here.
I don't mind the force though.
I don't mind the force either. Do I ever go this way and try to put one here?
If we put one right here, we could probably do this.
Yeah. Let's try this side. I mean, even if I come down, I think I might be able to do that. With like a heavy.
Well, if we do anything over
Let's
here,
do-
we should
let's-
put here.
Let's put it
So
there.
basically,
yeah.
it seems like they're trying to
think I
set
gotta
up
be like
their
up here,
next
though.
shot.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna be right here.
Sounds like they're thinking they've got.
Oh, we're just gonna share this space.
David Schimmel and
pull it out on the wing, and
looks
maybe I
like
can
Campbell
grab it for the
are
next shot.
changing some words or trying to use this about the same space for
But I'd also like to give
brooms
myself
here. There's
something
not a lot
to-
of room in
to
between
run.
these center sheets and
Yeah.
the edges.
I want it like
And
top-
really,
top
in order
corner.
to get to
It's gonna be a spinner. I gotta
the
throw a
outside
spinner
of the
to curl
house,
like crazy.
with how hard these rocks are curling, on some of these you have to hold the rock or hold the broom right on the edge of the sheet.
Yep, and and they're really holding that broom up a couple feet
Down, no
because
backwards,
they
up
really
back.
want that broom in the other sheet.
Right.
Nothing.
You are allowed to step over onto that sheet as long as you got a foot on your own.
That's what my that's what the rule that was quoted to me was. But
Okay.
maybe they were trying to get me to violate some rule. I don't know. That looks like a really good spot, actually. That I think opens up some opportunities for Betzold with his last rock.
Does anybody in the chat know anything about those rules with stepping into
You
the
like
next
that?
sheet
Right.
in these situations?
Yeah, right here.
So the rule that
That's all
that
I'm
was
seeing.
quoted
I
to
mean,
me
we can
was
take a second
that
to
the
talk,
skip
but
can
that's all I'm
can
seeing.
put the broom pretty much anywhere they want, even go into the next sheet, as long as they have one of their feet on their own sheet. But
I was
I have
told
plenty
that
of
that
reason
was a
to question
violation when somebody was watching our feed.
I'm thinking we put it right in the center line because he makes that center line run.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he's just waiting for that because on that he's got two.
Yeah, and then I just don't want to guard my one on the left. 'Cause that one on the left could be a saver to blow some. I can use that to blow some shit up. Yeah.
So Wysocki looking to
For,
set things up so he's
Yep.
guarding against options that yellow has to sit shot, but still leave himself some opportunities to get more points with his hammer.
Okay, we
here.
just want it here. We just need it up here.
And
got a
We
curl.
just need it up here.
Curl.
with the
curl,
pile of
curl.
rocks that's in there right now,
Get it over,
that's
boys.
a tall order.
Stay on it. Stay on it. Stay on it. Stay on it for curl. Stay on it for curl. All right, that'll do.
I just got a text from our commentator from last night,
That's what I said exactly.
Teddy
did not wanna do.
Bonspiel. He said we're talking about curling too much.
Well,
Ask him how he's feeling.
Yeah,
Exactly
Ted,
what we
how,
said we did
how
not
are
wanna
you
do.
doing this morning?
Exactly what we said we did not want to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what else can I do with that?
He was having a
I
good
know,
time
I
up
just,
here.
I just didn't.
And I think if he's having a good time,
Just wanted to make
the viewers are having a good time, we're all having a good time.
yeah, I listened back to the commentary in our game last night. A few of the highlights, and
No, I just took away my fucking
was
savior. You know?
there were some great shots that I wanted to hear what they had to say about it, and for the most part, what they had to say about it was, oh, hey, there's still a curling game happening out here.
Those were great shots, though, I got to tell you. That one in particular.
You know, I feel the same way, and thank you. I don't know if you're talking about us or the other team, but it sure was nice.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I think the play is just try to bump this up and then settle for a force.
All right.
Well, do you like anything else?
No, it's fine.
I have a really
It's
important
good.
question to ask you guys at the fourth end break.
Okay.
All right.
It occurred to me at the beginning of this game, and it saddened me a little bit.
Oh, no.
actually.
What way?
Oh.
Space?
Space.
Great, we've got that to look forward to.
Were you not invited to the cat farm?
I
Yellow,
honestly
yellow combo.
didn't know what the heck that was all about. and I was like, the story keeps changing. Like, something's not right here.
He's not sold on it. All right. Let's make it.
Betzold looking to make a play on the 7 rock that he just set up with.
Hard curl.
It's got to come over.
Look out.
Oh, no.
Oh, that didn't
Okay.
work out.
I didn't know if he was going to kick it.
Didn't get enough.
Throw it away.
I didn't know if he
Throw
was
it
going
away.
to kick
It's either that or a fucking spin or a trick shot.
Nah, just say throw it away.
So,
Just over here.
Looks like they're electing to just throw it away and take the force.
yep, it's definitely a safe bet.
It'd be pretty
Throw it
hard to
away.
get to the button with this
It's
shot.
either that or
Yeah.
a spin or trick shot. No, 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 no. Yeah. It's either that or a spin or trick shot, so.
Oh, try the spinner trick shot.
I believe all our viewers would like to see the trick shot.
Can
I want to
put
see the
the room
trick
on
shot.
there?
Yeah.
Is that legal? Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. My asshole front end was asking for more room.
So, electing to accept their one and go on to the next end.
And that brings us to our
One
fourth end break.
Yep.
With a
Up
score
on
of
watch
3-2. Wysocki with the lead. And Betzold coming in with hammer in the fifth.
All right, I got my question for you.
Sure.
So, have you guys, because you're both U5, right? 'Cause
Yep.
you're here.
Correct.
Did you guys ever meet Jim Dexter?
I
No,
did not,
Did not
no.
have the pleasure.
I was just sitting up here thinking, like, he died in 2019,
Yep.
and I was thinking that most of the curlers out here, I mean, unless, like they didn't curl and were
Right.
down here drinking, maybe. Yeah. Which is kind of sad, because it's like he was, when I started curling, he was really influential on, like, in fact, the way that you guys are sitting over there. When I first started curling, it was Jim Dexter and Scott Belvich would be sitting over at the ice over there. It's kind of like the ice makers do now, having a drink. Although Dex didn't always have a drink, but yeah, watching curling and talking about everything that they knew, everything,
Yeah,
and then tell you that they knew everything. But
of course.
yeah, so it just kind of struck me. I was sitting here looking at Jim Dexter Memorial Arena, and then I was like, huh, these guys probably don't even know the dude.
Nope. we've I can't speak for Justin, but I imagine like me, he's I've heard tons of stories about Jim. He was certainly an influential person in the history of this club and a longtime club manager. I've heard tons of people tell me everything all the strategy and all the delivery tips they got from Dex. And so it's very unfortunate that with the people learning the game right now, they don't have Jim around to teach him everything there is to know about it. But I got to tell you, Jim's legacy definitely lives on through the members of the club that he did teach.
Yeah.
There's no shortage of members at this club that are willing to pass on that knowledge, and whether it's right or wrong, they'll
I
share
also
it.
think it's
So,
not just about like strategy and curling and that kind of thing. Like he was super friendly,
Yeah.
and he tried to communicate as a manager when people came in. He tried to be friendly with them. Although he gave me a lot of crap. I don't know what that was all about. But that's
you seem to attract that.
yeah. Jordan and I actually did an interview with him on our podcast back in the day. And we did an interview, and I brought a bottle of pirate rum over to his house, and the three of us consumed the bottle and accidentally deleted the whole thing. And he had some really saucy stories in that original one. So we had to go back and recreate it. And so I brought another bottle, and he cleaned it up the second time.
Oh, that's too bad.
We missed some of the saucy stories, but
Oh, well.
Yeah, I unfortunately wasn't able to meet him myself either. I started the COVID year here. But I have heard through many members that got into the sport through Jim Dexter, and his legacy is still here with us, with everyone that he's touched and helped grow the game. And that's what I've heard. He was a spirit that really wanted to grow the game with people, and that's such a great thing to have at any club.
yeah. I think he was the one that started using the term hobber dobber to get on the ice.
That's what I've heard. And so he had
Which I think from his football coaching days.
Oh,
Apparently.
okay. Well, I can't say I don't know a lot about football, but I can't say the term makes any more sense in football terms than it does in curling.
Yeah, but
I have no idea
there
what
is
hobber
something
dobber means, but
it just means that you're supposed to hobber your dobber.
oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up for me.
We should have a drink at the club. We should come up with a drink, a hobber dobber drink.
If only we knew a bartender.
What would be a hobber dobber? I don't want it to be fruity.
We could do like Malort.
Well, you said Jim enjoyed some pirate rum.
He did like pirate rum, yes.
So
he told me after that, because I like rum, and I'm actually reading a book about rum right now. But whenever I bring a fancy rum, we'd always have some, which was not good because he was diabetic and he wasn't supposed to drink. But I don't know. Yeah, so pirate rum. Yeah, that would.
You could do like a take on a dirty pirate.
I don't know what a dirty pirate is.
It's rum and Coke mixed with a little bit of orange juice.
That's gross.
Yeah, that does not sound good. Although I like rum and Coke with lime, so why wouldn't it be the same?
You should try anything once.
Oranges
Brandon.
and limes are different.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But they're not as different as apples and oranges.
that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll toy with that. Maybe some
Let's have a contest.
tiki rum drink.
No,
No?
I don't know. Well, yeah, we'd probably have to get some input from some of his closest friends.
I think so.
And then do a tasting, and then we could christen it.
Yep.
And we could make tiki. I like the tiki mugs. Like there used to be this sushi restaurant in town that had like these Buddha drinks.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we could have a face of Jim Dexter on like a ceramic Jim Dexter with the drink, and then we could charge $20, and you could keep the. You can keep
the decks.
You can keep the decks.
Okay. Well, we'll see how that goes over.
Well, we'll make it happen.
Well,
I do like
Jordan's
your
on the
idea.
board.
Jordan's on the board. Yeah.
I do like your idea. We need to collaborate with Dex's closest friends and family, and because I'm basing the idea that it needs to be a rum drink on one story that you told about having rum with him. So
I had a lot of rum with him though,
okay.
several times, but that's all right. You can. I like how you discount. I also have noticed that when you guys have a rule question, you never say, "Hey, Chris, do you know this rule?" You say, "Does anybody in the chat know the rule?"
We'd like to get them involved.
Which I appreciate.
it's viewer
because-
engagement.
Yeah.
Now, Chris, did you introduce yourself to the chat?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't. I'm Chris Lisney. I am. I'm the voice of the St. Paul Curling Club. No, that's not true. But I'm coordinating the web stream. Adam Height and Matt Long do all the work, and I just get to sit here and have whiskey and talk about curling, sort of.
Now, would you settle if you don't ever get your banner on the wall, your name on the wall?
Yes.
Would you accept a plaque in the corner where you do these broadcasts?
How big is the plaque?
I don't know, maybe a plated bronze thing about the size of a credit card.
Oh, yeah, sure. You could put it in the first stall. It's my preferred one of the two. I'm not really all about fame and glory. Everybody is actually about fame and glory, and if somebody tells you they're not,
They're lying.
they're lying.
Okay,
But I don't need it.
that's fine.
I'm comfortable
So-
with what I'm doing.
We mentioned that Jordan's on the board now, so Jordan, we need you to introduce a request here to put a plaque in the corner. We'll have the Chris Lisney Memorial Corner.
Memorial?
You don't have to be dead for it to be a memorial.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think so.
Celebration.
All right, let's get back to the game.
I respect following the advice.
Just
Well, the players have gotten back to the game.
yeah.
So.
What's what are we going on here?
Well, it looks like let's see. So Wysocki scored. So they started off with the lead rock, and it looks like they opted to draw into the house right away.
Normal up.
Curl.
Come on, Danny, you got it. You got it, Danny. You got it, Danny.
Yeah, a little up, Chris.
You got it.
Just enough to pick it out.
And still sitting two.
Where do you want to just head?
What do you want? Hit or
Still early in the end, so you
I like
you
freeze.
still have the opportunity to try and draw in
so it's just going to be a hit and stick.
and
He wants to draw.
put some pressure on them by freezing on their rock. It's always a debate with rocks in the house right out of the gate. Do you commit to the hit game right away? And most of the time with the hit game, you're hoping that you'll have a shot for one.
My chat froze up on my YouTube, and I was like, boy, nobody's saying anything. And then I refreshed my page. I missed a lot of stuff.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good things, I assume.
Well, I'll just read the people saying nice things about us. What
Okay.
about you, guys? Gary, you guys know Gary Middleton?
The name is familiar.
So he says that the line from the song is "Where women glow and men plunder."
Women glow and men plunder. Okay. That sounds a lot better than whatever I was making up in my head.
Yeah.
I do that, I sweep it through.
Way heavier than that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of Dale love.
Good.
Yeah. Ted says he didn't feel great this morning.
I believe that.
Seb says he or she
Back line.
might want to come up here and give colorful commentary.
Ah. Ted Trolson. It's always faster after the fifth end break. Ted, are you
Curl then.
giving
Always
a
curl.
kind of a subtle shout out to Tyler George with that one?
Curl.
I thought we established last night that we couldn't say Tyler George's name on the live stream. It was
Nobody-
against some rule.
Nobody
just
told me
Ted's
that.
rule?
B. Swisher Sweet said Tyler Despin's uncle is the late Glenn Despins, Saskatoon men's champ. That's what His grandfather, Frank Shirich, the 85 senior men's national champ. And his mom is the 79 Saskatoon rep at nationals. He moved here when he was 11. In 79, I was 7. And I had never heard of curling.
All right, we've had a few rocks exchange here, and looks like
Yeah, we can try.
Triple might be there.
Normal, probably.
Let's do firm.
there's a definite double opportunity there. A triple would scare me.
Yeah, the triple seems pretty
Yes!
difficult to impossible. on
Hard.
So we got a looks like a light handle on this.
that. Looks like
They're for sure
keys.
getting.
they're getting one. It's either the back
Okay.
or, yep.
Yep. So light handle, and it just got away from him. The good news is the double
Guys wanna
opportunity
hit or
is still
draw?
there.
Yeah.
I like the hit.
Wysocki opting to try a double on the back.
Yeah. Oh, because we're gonna fucking just put them in their place.
So-
right now.
So if he
That's right.
hits and rolls, he will be sitting 3 if he makes this double,
Drilled it.
Curl.
Curl.
and still sitting 2, so I don't really see any harm in
Curl it, Danny.
chasing the rocks in the back there.
Just pick away.
Oh, and just misses it.
That sounds like a song just to pick away.
Is that a banjo song?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Because where do you guard, you know?
Yeah, it's a double opportunity. Try number 2.
Well, I give you a little extra room too that you're kind of the start though. And that way you're doing really well.
Better.
So he's got a little more rotation on it.
Yes!
You just drop out.
Still gotta.
Gotta go hard!
But I think it may just get. No, just makes contact. But looking at the overhead monitor here, I think it's still red sitting shot actually.
I don't mind where we're at.
Hey, that's all we got.
We needed center, but I was supposed to worry.
Normal. I like that. I mean, maybe able to get. Yeah. I don't know if I want to hit that thin. I'd rather keep the shooter. Normal. I mean, yeah, I'm there.
It's a little bit of a risky takeout if he gets across the nose. Could lose this one on the 4. Says he does want to keep the shooter. I believe I heard him say so.
Or we could guard it, but no, I was thinking normal.
So I think if he hits
wanna
this
guard
with
that, Dave?
normal and hits it thick enough to get the shooter to stick around, he is gonna lose his back red.
Where you want it?
Some of his guys are trying to talk him out to throw a guard,
Hit.
Okay.
electing for the hit.
Whoa. Danny.
And loses the shooter. Yep.
Yeah, maybe the guard is the call. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care either way. This way has more potential to jam.
Yeah.
What do you like, normal, control?
I've been throwing normals.
Normal? I think right here.
Okay.
Playing that hit, I think he had a decent idea to try and just pluck
Normal hit.
that top rock, but to not lose shooter, I think you needed to
Clear the
throw
guards.
just hack weight,
One's a back.
hack or board.
Yeah, I
Basically
agree.
Hit it either nose or this side of center line.
You definitely
There's
could
a lot
have
of broom though.
gotten that yellow rock out of the rings and definitely would have had a better chance of keeping your zone around.
It's normal.
Those lightweight hits I really like to throw, anywhere between hack to space.
Yep.
The old Corey Dropkin space weight hit.
That's a little bit of an inside joke with Justin and me. I always played with teams that called hack weight or backline weight, and Justin would call space weight. And in one of our games,
Did we smash this?
he
Let's hit something.
was
Let's not give
discussing
up
what
three.
weight he wanted to throw for a hit, and I said, "Well, give me something between, give me a backline to hack." And he goes, so space.
You like this, Bill?
Yeah,
Let's just do
that's what that
normal.
means is space between the
that.
backline and the hack. So I refused to use his terminology, but I still called that shot. So
I heard that for the first time on,
It's normal.
I think with Ted
It's normal.
today, or yesterday, and then it came up again. So I'd never heard that term before. I like it.
yeah, it makes sense.
I would say I would call for negative space weight.
I just don't want to give up 3.
Negative space weight.
Yeah.
So
I don't-
guard.
In the house. In the
Yeah.
house.
All right.
Or I was thinking, what's the space behind the hack and the wall?
Not much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not at this club.
I have heard that on the ice quite a bit. And they're trying to hold this one out. Looks like they are going to
They
take
get a
it.
piece of it.
I like that they're like, let's just hit something.
Yeah.
That was ours, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. You just knocked it out. It was back here.
We're all good.
Straw.
I can't.
So I've begrudgingly accepted that space weight is a legitimate option. If you look at all the zones that we've got out there, you've got a 1 guard, a 2 guard, 3 guard, or 12 foot, 8 foot. So the difference between hack and backline is more than 2 feet. So there's enough room to put a space in there, a zone. But
Forget about that one.
it was just something I'd never heard before.
It's
So,
felt narrow and I just
but if Corey Dropkin calls it,
yours flashed in my mind.
it's got to be
It's
legit.
got to mean something, right?
Yeah.
Gave it a little ad.
All the way. I can't hurt it. All the way. Go, go, go. Okay, you got it. Clean.
Whoa. Whoa.
You're good.
It's like a pretty solid freeze on that back rock.
So Robbie says, I'm assuming that he's talking about the space between the hack and the wall. He says Hamilton, who was never president, right? Hamilton, we never had president.
Correct.
Piece together.
Yeah, he used to call that 11 or 12.
Give us center
That,
guard.
that call.
Okay.
I'm assuming because isn't like 10 probably hack maybe.
10 would be about a back line.
Yeah, 10 is
Yeah.
technically backline.
Yeah.
Oh, so then that
that'd
could be
be-
space weight 11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11
Yeah,
would
then we
be.
got to open shot back.
Can you fix the?
Maybe 12 would be hack.
I hear you. Okay.
Yeah.
We're in a good place. Keep dodging some bullets and let's get a good end here. 6 ends. Let's have a good end. Like I said, 6 ends big. Let's just score. Make sure we score. So 6 ends. Make sure we score here.
Let's make sure we get some points here.
We got Despins with his first shot. Guessing a center guard.
I would assume so. So you heard, I think it was Team Wysocki saying 6th end, let's make sure we score here. That was,
Pretty good.
That's a good strategy.
yeah. That,
4, 5, 6, maybe.
that's, I heard people talking about that. You know, never underestimate how
Like a
important
7.
it is to score in that 6th end.
I'm say that for
So.
the next game.
Trevor will get it out of there.
Trevor will
I guess I'd never heard that before this weekend.
Yeah.
I always just figured, well, it's a good strategy to score when you can score. But,
Yeah.
But
Well, 6th end with hammer.
yep.
Try to maintain keeping
Stuff
hammer.
being the best
Yep.
at everything
Through
on
the
my
8th.
team, you know? Stuff being the best at everything
Yeah,
on my team.
definitely makes sense.
It's really, it's a big curse.
Points close.
Have you guys
Line's
ever been to
good.
Scooterville?
3.
I have not.
Gotta work.
No.
Yeah, are you
What's that,
familiar
boys?
with it?
I've
Is
heard
that
of
the
it.
yeah? So that's the place that sells like Vespas over
Yeah.
in South Minneapolis. there?
Probably like
If we're
Franklin
in-
or
Yeah, I don't know if I guess that's South Minneapolis. Yeah, it's over
South of
by like
94,
Whiskey
yeah.
Junction
by
and all
like the
those.
caboose.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cool store.
Yeah.
Like if you ever get like, I would encourage
we gotta
everybody,
get that up.
anybody that like that. That's just cool looking at that kind of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
Some
I think they have
Vespas
lots of
and-
different lines and yeah.
I've never seen somebody take a ride on a Vespa and get off that scooter angry. So
It's kind of like a jet ski, right?
yeah.
Same thing.
I didn't think you were.
Robbie wants to know whether or not would you rather be red or yellow in this position,
In this position or just in general?
like as a commentator? No, yeah, like where they are now. So, so red's down 1 with the hammer, right?
I think
Is that right?
So I would definitely well it's kind of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So red having hammer in
You
the
guys want
6th
another guard? You
end
wanna-
is huge, but given the choice between hammer and the lead, I'll take the
What are you
lead.
thinking, hit?
Yeah.
we are a pretty scratchy team, so
Yeah.
What does that mean, scratchy team?
Control.
Like you scrape
Scratch.
and claw your way to the end?
Pretty much. Yeah.
yeah. I feel like generally we play fairly
Control.
well without the
Oh,
hammer
girl.
and get a fair amount of steals,
Girl.
and sometimes I feel it's easier to play a defensive game than offensive game, but
Well,
I'm sure a
straight.
lot of people disagree.
I find
It's not gonna
in
be
the
fair. Let's
games
try to audible that one.
that you steal, I feel like they're more tiring. I don't know why that is. I haven't thought about it, but it seems like you're doing a lot more. Like
Yeah,
on my league teams when we do that.
It's definitely more mentally exhausting, I think.
it's a grind.
But I forget who it was that was talking to me about the situation. Would you rather have hammer in the last end or the lead going into the last end? And universally, I think everybody agreed it's better to have the lead and just try to protect it. But hammer definitely has its opportunities, so it's I guess to answer Robbie's question right now, I'd call it a coin flip whether I'd rather be in one position versus the other. But as you take this same situation going into the last end, I would rather have the lead.
Not looking at the scoreboard or anything, I would take yellow all day. I am team mustard.
Yeah, the thing is,
Mustard
though, is
for the
that
win.
like at this point, red's got 2 hammers, right? Theoretically,
Correct.
6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
6,
so if they alternate scoring, if both teams score while they have the hammer,
Yeah.
then red has 2
Hey,
hammers.
that works.
so that's
And
better.
generally, you kind of assume that it's more likely to play out that way than
Yeah, it's gotta go.
not. But
Well, then you have to get. See, when we're talking strategy, I hate that.
keep it moving,
But
keep it moving, keep it
6,
moving,
you'd have to
keep it
get
moving,
your
keep it
6,
moving.
and then you have to play for a force, right? Because they're going to play for a blank. Maybe.
maybe, yeah. I think at this point,
It was a good.
both teams are just looking to put points on the board. 'Cause
Hold there, close.
yeah, the blank end can become strategic in some situations, but you know,
But it
that's,
did work
that's
out.
some next level strategy that I don't think comes into play as often as we would like it to in 5 and under.
No, but it did work.
If I could control the game that well,
Yeah.
But
it did work out with what they wanted to do. They did get double scored. So
Yep.
They got a 2.
Yep.
A little bit more. Okay, go. Yep.
I gave the plug for Scooterville because Bob has been giving some commentating, and he comes across as Scooterville because that's his place, Bob Hedstrom. And he let us know that Far Below beat Norway 6-2.
Oh, great.
Well done.
Always nice to hear success stories from members of the club.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder when Margie plays next.
Let's draw.
Brandon's going to look
You're
this one up.
You're sitting at the computer, Chris.
I know, I'm kind of lazy. I was hoping somebody else would say something.
I guess we'll do all the work.
Her name is hard to spell. Her last name in particular.
Smith?
Yeah. Because you could put a Y in there.
I guess you could.
I've got a friend whose name is last name Michael Smith. And then one time, he's a guy I work with, a customer, and his family is English. And I heard someone calling him Michael Smythe. And I talk to this guy all the time, like I would consider him a pretty good friend. And then I thought, I've been talking to him for 10 years, and I've been calling him the wrong last name. So I asked him, and he kind of seemed offended. But it is. He said, no, it's Smith.
Okay.
And I'm a little offended that you even had to ask. And I was like, he was just giving me a hard time. But.
Yep.
Oh, so Kurt Klusendorf said that Margie lost to Canada in the quarterfinals and is out.
I didn't realize that was the quarterfinal game.
Well, that sucks.
That's disappointing.
But
Yeah, I heard.
get into the quarterfinals is something for sure.
Absolutely. Yep.
Jinx.
You like hack?
Yeah.
All right, you guys can't
Well,
talk until one of you hits the other one. Isn't that how that works?
Slide okay? Slide?
Yeah.
I was about to say, I guess my broadcasting is done for the game. Have a good day, everybody.
Whoa.
Trying to hack, weight, hit, and roll under these guards.
I thought maybe we could have rolled underneath.
It has to
We're
get
out of
over.
there.
Whoa. We're past.
Just a little heavy and wide.
Slide heavy.
Wide?
Heavy and
Three
light
outside.
is a tough combination.
I like that. Back 4.
It looks like he's trying to tick this one over behind the guards, which would bring it behind T. What would you do here, Brandon? Would you elect to throw a guard for there?
I would be guarding this all day.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't fucking know.
A lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Good, Cap.
You missed the
I
shot,
don't know, like that,
so what's your best plan B?
That jam. Do we just hit?
Or maybe this
I
shot
don't
is still
necessarily
there if you
agree
wanna
with
do
him
this.
that jams.
It's there with hack though. We'd have to hit hack.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
it's there
probably
with
does.
anything
They're
you want. I mean,
staggered,
I
I
don't
guess,
think it gets
just
past
enough.
this. That barely gets to
You
nose.
can see this whole rock.
This is covering like that much of the rock. I think we gotta do board or hack.
Whatever you want, you're throwing.
Okay.
Hey, you could throw space at it too, Brandon.
Yeah?
I cannot wait to curl next season. I hope I remember that. Except that I no longer skip a team, so I would never say that.
But
I just listen and
you
do
can
what I'm told.
suggest it.
Yeah, I just don't do that.
No?
I think that leads, like I play lead, like I think the front end shouldn't
Okay, we
talk,
gotta get hacked.
shouldn't give any
We gotta
opinions
get- we
unless
gotta get
asked.
across the face of the back
I'm
row.
on a different page for that. I like to hear suggestions, and
Yeah, but you asked
He
then.
was wide and
I
heavy.
do.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
I-
think?
I give
What do you think
options.
I'm time?
So it sounds like he's
Okay.
looking to try the double, get to the inside of the
Six.
number 6 rock,
Just thin it.
leave enough momentum to get the 5 rock out of there.
Hopefully it
Little out.
shoots just across the face of the 5. Otherwise, I do think that might
Gotta
jam.
curl.
coming
The
this
jam
way.
is definitely there.
It's got to get over.
When I was first looking at it, I thought maybe they could get just to the crotch between the two, but
I love when you say that word.
That was always my miss.
That's kind of how Schuster always has called his pair of pants. He said, hits it right. He just hit it right in the crotch.
yeah.
There is a gesture for that as a skip as well, too, to call that shot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that
can
also-
you describe it
Isn't
for
that
our
in
viewers at home?
Is that in Fortnite too? Isn't that a Fortnite dance?
I think I'm a little old for that, so I'm not sure. I can't describe that one.
The guy in the kitchen has been playing Fortnite between orders.
He was playing some Chell last night, some NHL.
When he first get set up, it was on Wednesday during the practice, and I was setting all this up. I went in there and I said, "Hey, we're having some bandwidth problems." And he kind of freaked out. I mean, he was really nice. He was like, "Oh, okay." He like went immediately to shut down his game, and I was like, "No, I'm just giving you a hard time."
But, what a great job where you can play Xbox while running a kitchen.
Yeah. Or just like you're a good multitasker.
That, yeah.
Like I couldn't do that. I wouldn't be able to concentrate on it.
You're multitasking right now. You're looking at the chat. You're
Yeah.
pushing buttons and sliders and talking all at the same time.
That is true. Yeah, but I'm not doing any of those things well.
Call? Okay. I think the same thing.
We have this is the highest viewing I think we've had of any broadcast so far.
What are we at?
81.
Wow,
That's great.
Yeah.
I did not feel that bad.
You guys are popular.
that's unfortunate.
Or these teams are popular.
Yeah, we got
Or people don't work as hard on Fridays.
some lovely folks from Wisconsin.
Some people
tuning
even
in.
work while watching.
Yeah, a few people do that.
I am definitely guilty of that. Watched quite a bit of Mixed Worlds last weekend and this week before this event.
So I didn't catch the discussion on this, but I imagine he's looking to try and just pluck that 5
yes,
rock
I'm late.
off the button.
I think so, and he's hoping
It's
to
probably close to
maybe
half.
as little roll as possible.
so
He
Yeah.
probably wants to
it's a
keep it
little
in the
less.
4.
Yep.
We're going to throw a little less, so hack. Yes, line.
Looked like he was maybe just a little narrow of the broom here, so this is going to be
Yep, they're
sweeping
sweeping
the
a hole.
whole way.
Hard line.
It's gonna be
hard
close.
line.
And
And
I
it
don't
looks like
think-
it's going to over curl.
yeah.
Who even gets that guard?
That's not good. Sorry, boys.
That's too bad.
David Schimmel with the call. That's not good.
One of my
Just heavy draw.
I hate it when someone says when you miss a
Right.
shot and they're like, "Oh, that's not
Just heavy
bad."
draw.
Here, though, is if we hit
I hate that.
Or
I'm like,
Even though
Or
we-
you do hit one
even
and
though we
you
get to
go,
here,
I
right?
don't hate it, but really you kind of know what they mean.
I always say it's not good.
I think if
Just
we
right
give
there.
a tight room, I think it's.
I think making a shot.
a
Well,
little tighter,
no,
bro.
there
So
are
right here, right?
there
Right here.
are
I mean, that didn't end up
good
that bad, Dave.
misses.
I just need to feel the right weight. Give me here.
Okay.
Good draw.
Robbie said that he's not been very productive, and then he said the only saving grace is that the 5U games were all
guys
the
have that
same
last
time
one?
as the Mixed Worlds games yesterday, so I could watch curling for 12 hours straight.
Wow.
We're going to come right down to our red.
Yeah, definitely a lot of competitive curling activity this time of year. The season's coming to an end, and a lot of championships to wrap up all at the same time. Any word on how Team USA was doing in the playoffs at mixed doubles?
I believe they lost to Scotland today.
Oh, that's too bad.
So we're hoping Corey and Corey get enough qualification points for their finish. There's a little bit of math involved, and I am a nerd of curling, but not that big of a nerd to make a spreadsheet.
I hate it when math gets in the way of things I like. All right, 1 red.
Is that qualification points for the Olympics?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And I want to give a shout out to my buddy Nick Sage that has been texting me. He's listening into my first commentary of curling experience. Tuning in from Southview Golf Club.
Okay. Is Nick a curler or?
He is not a curler. He plays the other Scottish sport, golf.
Ah.
I thought the other Scottish sport was like flipping those big poles.
That's a Scottish sport.
Yeah. That's off-season Scottish sport.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, I have nothing bad to say about the Scots and their whiskey, but I got to tell you, they come up with some weird freaking sports.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll hit this tiny little ball into this tiny little cup.
Yep.
20 seconds. You got time.
So Robbie says that the Coreys will be playing Canada for the 5th place game. If they win, they would still need Australia to finish 4th to make the Olympics.
Okay.
Not looking good.
Okay.
Yeah, Australia is playing really well.
According to Debbie Downer, Robbie.
I wouldn't say Robbie's a Debbie Downer. He's just relaying.
He's
facts.
a realist.
Yeah.
Easy. Gotta work a lot. Yeah, Chris, now. Well,
So I can't see the bottom of the sheet where I'm sitting. So what it ended up at the end of the 6th?
It was 1 red.
1 red.
Yep.
Get a tie game
Tie
going
game.
into the 7th.
So they're probably going to get in trouble for not posting that up there.
You know, sometimes the Vice forgets, and they just
But
a friendly reminder.
Didn't they say
the
something
referee
like the
is
ref's
taking
supposed to?
care of it for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know, what a great job with USA Curling and their referees and umpires and the whole ice crew at St. Paul Curling Club.
Been very
this
impressed.
week. Give a shout out to Craig and Butch and Dave. And if I left anybody out, I sincerely apologize. But
That's one of
we
those
do
things once
appreciate
you
it.
start naming people.
Yeah.
Like if there's a group of people, then you start naming them, then you're halfway through, you're like, wait a minute, somebody is going to be missed.
Yeah. We still love you.
I'll catch. I know we also we had Mike O'Neill, Chuck Dunkers, Doc Miller,
Dale Webb.
Yep. And now I've probably forgotten one person who's just steaming.
as far as it goes.
The thing is that people that do ice probably don't watch the stream because they're kind of Luddites, you know? They probably don't know how to bring up YouTube or anything like that.
What's that? Yeah, I was just nibbling the nice one.
What happened there? Our yellow? I don't think our yellow was on the line. Must have burned it. Yeah, it's way better. Good weight. Curl only, I think.
It's got to curl all day. I don't know if we have room though.
It's in though. It's T.
It's
Yeah. Probably edge 4.
let's drag it deep. Let's drag it to the back. Okay. T's actually right.
But, yeah, I'll echo what Justin said. You know, the USA Curling has done a great job pulling all this together. I guess for me, you know, showing up and just playing on our home ice, and in a lot of ways, it just kind of feels like, well, this just kind of came together. You know, it's the same as showing up and playing in our league games. But
Great shot, Chris.
then take a look at all the things that stand out. You know, all the timing equipment that was set up, and the spectator areas that they've got. You know, the people that are moving around on the ice and checking scores, and you know, making sure that technical timeouts are taken, you know, immediately, and they sort everything out with any burned rocks. There's a lot more moving parts than there is in the average league game.
Yep. And then one name I did leave out was Jeff Strack, who's been really big with helping and volunteering with everyone on the board.
Yep.
You know what's funny is Jeff makes it kind of seem like it's not a big deal. Like he's so laid back about it. When the board approved it, like he was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll run it," as if it's not a big deal. And he just is kind of like, yeah. And then he deals with like strong personalities too, because like we have strong people here, and he seems to be pretty good at just being like very black and white about this is the right answer, and yeah.
Well, Jeff's an engineer. We don't feel feelings. So.
That looks heavy, boys.
You don't feel feelings. You feel them. You feel them. You
we just don't know what to do
express
about
them.
it.
Yeah.
Well, easy. That's fine.
Send it back. Yep.
It does look heavy, so.
I like sending the red because guard. If we can take control of the center up, we'll be
I actually don't know. Let's hit it here. Hit it here.
I think offside.
So
either
one
way,
thing
nose,
that
but we're really shooting for nose.
gets to be
the error is pretty small.
a factor in the later parts of these games is the clock. So for a lot of this is definitely my first experience having to play with a timer, and I'm kind of curious. That's one aspect. Sitting on this side of the sheet, we can't actually see how the timers are set up right now.
They have about 6 minutes left each.
Okay.
You can see it on the web stream.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a timing issue or a game that was really close on sheet 2 this morning that they delivered the rock and they hit the button a little late, like 1 second late, and so it locked the game. It said that they lost, but they actually delivered it and tied the game and got an extra end. And they couldn't figure out how to undo that in the computer program, so they had to like use the next door timer.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Girl!
Stewart actually was explaining. He was the one with the switch, and he's a pretty smart kid. Like he was he goes. Well, it's better to error on that side because then the officials can make the call, as opposed to being early, and then there's no opportunity to adjudicate it really.
Was it?
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, thought that through.
Yeah.
I think you might be brooming me too much.
I think so.
Needs to work.
Like you said, Stewart's a smart kid. I bet if he had made the mistake the other way, he would have explained how that was better too.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It was funny too because he was there and they were playing the extra end, and there were all these like officials and people talking behind about like what was going on, and he had to hear the story probably like 8 times from.
Sure.
I mean, the triple is there.
Just need one of those guards, man.
Throwing 30. God damn it, I thought there was no way that was getting to the fucking house. I was worried that was in the house.
Well, you can hear Jerry already talking about the triple again.
Yep.
He's got to be throwing pretty good weight at that.
Yeah.
Higher the better. Higher the better.
Very firm appeal.
I don't think you're. It's St. Paul Rocks. I don't think you're ever getting a triple without at least firm weight.
Yes.
Yeah, you might need to use
Line,
your
line,
left foot on
line.
the board, back wall to get that there.
Well, definitely broke things up quite
Yeah,
a bit.
Does open it up.
Yep.
I like this call from Wysocki. Just try and draw in there.
Get behind your guard. That's at the top 8.
Imagine
drop.
they want to get it in, but probably I'd be looking for like top 4 weight. I think you don't want to get it even with the
Yeah, he gave a
with
big
the
hand
one
on
that's
his.
touching T line.
No.
Give them a possible double,
And yellow is probably looking at that rock to potentially use to in off.
yeah. So that'd be another potential call. Would be to just beat them to the in off.
Yeah,
Use
yeah,
your
yeah,
own
yeah.
rock to give yourself
Yeah,
good
come on.
placement. You lose a
Carl,
rock
Carl,
then,
Carl,
but
Carl, get in here. Take a look. Take a look. Take a look. We want to hear.
Looks like it's
Push
just
it,
a
Chris,
touch
push it,
wide.
Chris.
yep.
Get a little separation.
So what do you think about that? Would you want separation there? Personally, I would rather have it dead froze.
Yeah, I'd want them together so you don't.
Yeah, I
there
was
isn't a
wondering why
chance.
he said that as well. Yeah.
With a little bit of separation, it's easier to get both, but those are still pretty in line, and you're going to lose the shooter.
So I imagine Betzold here is going to try that in-off that we were talking about. If he hits inside a nose on this top shot rock, then he should get a nice flop underneath there, and he'll lose both of those.
Wow. Scott Belvich just texted me and said that Richie made a quintuple takeout to secure the win.
Attaboy, Richie.
It's TSR time.
Yeah. Quinn.
This is looking pretty darn good.
It's
They're
gonna be
just going to
nose.
nose. I thought they were going to get more curl than that.
Regard this?
I thought I saw it start curling.
Yeah, I mean, here's
I
okay,
think I
but like,
saw it
yeah, I think like just here. Over here.
When I used to play on
No,
Tuesday,
I think 'cause it's the
I'd
same line,
every
just a little bit more room than-
season I would have to
actually.
play Richie twice, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't shake early. I'd always make sure I play 6 ends, and then I would try to set it up so that he could do takeouts or doubles because he's Dr. Double. So I'd be
Other
like,
ones, I mean, yeah,
okay,
like
throw it
top
this
low,
way,
like
and then
guard.
can you get that one?
Yep. You're down 280.
Yep. So I played my very first Bonspiel with Richie as my skip, and
What'd you have? on last
I
one?
didn't make a single takeout that entire weekend. I don't think, but because I was leaving the opponent's rocks right where they were. He had to make some of the craziest circus shots I've ever seen in order to keep us in contention in those games.
Really good.
And
Keep it going.
I got to tell you, if anybody can make circus shots, it's him.
What Bonspiel was that?
That was the Winter Carnival.
That's a fun one.
Very fun. Yeah, I think that was 2022.
The first time I ever played Richie was in the International, and I played Richie and Joe Polo, and this was my first Bonspiel I've ever played in. We stole one in the first end, and we did not score again after that.
What do you like?
I think we pissed him off a little bit.
Yeah.
I think control.
He's loud on the ice.
I don't mind control.
And he
yeah.
can be very distracting. I
Yeah.
remember one time I didn't even know what I was on Tuesday, and I was on sheet 6 and he was on sheet 5, and
And then
we were sitting like 7 or 6 or 7, and he was like, "Oh, you know, if you hit this one rock like this, you'll be able to do it. You know, you'd be sitting 8." And he pointed out to me and like yelled it at me, and it freaked me out, and then I totally missed. Probably the only chance in my entire life to be involved in an 8.
We don't know the weight or the line.
Well, that's a brilliant psychological move.
to the hack and
Give
adjust
somebody the ticket. Just show them this is exactly how you make the shot.
Yeah.
But just scream it at them so they can't focus.
Yeah, he's actually told me. I try not to listen too much what he says because he's a lawyer. But I changed the way that I do my takeouts because of him.
Oh.
He puts his back foot behind the hack and steps forward. He always feels like it pushes you off. Although I still am not very good at them, so maybe that's a bad choice. But then the other thing he said when you're skipping,
I burned a lot.
like being louder can cause your sweepers to sweep harder.
Oh,
Like it's a motivation,
I wholeheartedly agree with that. The more growl you can get in your voice, too.
Big shot here by Betzold. Can he get by
This
the
is
guard?
looking good.
He's got to curl a little bit.
It's always the
All right.
Real nice shot.
Does get
Oh
the
my
one.
gosh, moved it right over.
Gets the one with the hammer.
one. So one.
Wysocki down by one with the hammer coming back in the 8th.
All right, so now we're right into that situation we were talking about.
Yeah, we are.
Would you rather have the lead or the hammer? And I'm going to echo what I said earlier. I'll take the lead in this situation.
Yeah, I agree. You can play really defensively. You can make hits, keep everything open.
What do you guys think?
Play for a nice wide open draw with your last shot.
Yep.
Force is fine. Center guard. Okay. Roll it up. Okay.
It was a beauty of a shot by Betzold to take the lead there.
That's a tough shot because he wanted board weight, and like Schimmel said, they hadn't thrown board at all. They don't know the line or the weight, how much it was going to curl.
And he did not clear that guard by very much. So.
No, it may be an inch, and he took care of it.
You're fine. You're doing great. You're doing great. That last shot, you were a little late. That's it. Yeah, Dan. Calm the fuck
Wysocki,
down.
Team Wysocki pumping each other up there.
I'm not good. I'm not throwing.
Really seen a lot of good team camaraderie and great sportsmanship. This tournament, I'm impressed by everybody that's been here.
Everybody?
Honestly, yeah.
Nice.
I haven't seen anybody screaming at each other over losses. We saw that on our way here a few times, and that was really disappointing.
We're up at last
Oh,
chance,
that's it, I think.
and we
in.
saw a broom throw and take a
Gotta
chip out of
grind.
the ice.
That's it.
I've never seen that before.
Top forward button.
But yeah, everybody that's here, I have to say, I've been very impressed by the sportsmanship, the way they carry themselves on the ice.
Corner. Yep, sounds good.
Wysocki playing the corner guard. They do need 2 for the win in the 8th. Otherwise, they do give the hammer back to Betzold if they
Guard,
force.
guys.
9.
Curl.
2. Me.
Only curl. Only curl. Only curl. Only curl. Okay.
What? Want to make sure you get that away so you're not guarding their shot rock for them. Looks like Betzel's looking to guard his own rock now.
Pretty close. Yeah, a little late. Yep, go curl all the way. Curl.
I don't think it needs it. Straight. Okay, you're
might-
good.
Doesn't
Yeah,
look
you
like
got
it's
it right.
quite gonna curl. Even with that hard finish, it looks like it's,
It looks pretty good, but there's a lot of separation. You can get around that.
yeah. Looking at our overhead monitor, you could, yeah, you're looking from the hack, I bet you can see 3/4 of that rock.
You think that much?
I think so.
Room.
Depends if you're right or left-handed. But
That does.
Curl if you can.
I think right-handed, you're looking at a half to a
probably
third.
half, yeah.
This one's running a little bit. They think it's got to go.
Yeah, I think doing too much for us.
That's all right.
Hey, Chris, are the overhead monitors the same feed that's on the YouTube channel?
Yes.
Okay. Just looking to
Line!
take out this red rock off the button.
I did burn
He
it.
burned it.
Oh, no. Hate to see that.
But I love the honesty.
Yeah.
But that was
Again, sportsmanship. That's. Was that one pretty obvious?
It was pretty obvious, unless they said it picked, but
Gotcha.
I didn't see if that was a toe or a broom.
Yes!
That one's got some heat.
Trying to peel
Gonna
this.
peel that guard. And he does.
Got lucky there, Chris.
See if they
That
can
wasn't
get a
luck.
deeper
That was
guard.
good sweeping. Give your sweeper credit.
I always do, even when they don't sweep.
That's yeah. Good judge. Good judge.
Yeah.
Apparently, I was wrong about the overheads being the same.
Oh.
They're closer up there, like what you're seeing is like the far end. Apparently, is closer.
Okay.
I can't quite verify that myself. Seems close to me, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes! Line! Gotta go. Hard. Gotta go. Hard, hard is over there. Gotta go. Hard line. Hard.
Looks like they were
Hey,
trying
whoa,
to tap
let's
the
go.
red. It looks like it's could be
That's
overcurling
gonna
a little
overcurl,
bit.
and they're gonna
Might
tap
even-
their yellow.
Might even miss it.
Wow.
It's fine. It happens.
We can hit him too.
And here's that crotch shot that we've been talking about. It is there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
So now, the
But
way
then
that
it
the
could
way
leave a
that-
double if you do it.
Another line up.
I mean, it will, but would you rather have set up a double opportunity and be sitting two?
I would.
Yeah.
Well, they might. Are they just trying
I
to
think
sit
he's
on
just
it
trying to
tap it
draw
back?
into the
Back in.
draw into that pocket.
Yeah, go. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, with enough
Yep.
weight just to push him back. Have
This
some
is-
backing.
This is gonna move
Hard, Danny.
pretty hard.
You got him.
Yeah, it's
got
coming in kind of nice though.
You got him.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't know if he is going to get a piece of the four or not.
Not
Nice
quite.
shot, Chris.
I think we go in the pocket.
Like that call.
I do too.
Pull up.
Let it
A
work.
little up and a little wide, unfortunately.
Curl!
We just said that's a
Curl!
bad
Let it work.
combination.
Calling for curl before it starts to break.
Whoa, we're done.
don't-
Whoa.
yeah.
The fuck is this?
That's unfortunate.
It's more like hack weight on that.
Space, maybe?
I don't think so.
No.
Stop it!
I think you're stretching it. Are we just having a contest to how many times we call space weight in this game?
Not no.
It's like you got a young curler next to you, Brandon.
So
Not much ass.
Probably an under 5.
The true under 5.
Got room.
You know, when I said that I
Curl.
was telling people that we were
Both
playing
of
in
you,
this,
come on!
the initial response was you're playing with 5-year-olds.
Yeah.
I had a few people tell me they were really hoping I was going to beat up on those 5-year-olds out here.
I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to some 5-year-olds.
I would have to say, if anybody of my friends that I know, you would be the one that would beat up on 5-year-olds.
Oh.
No comment.
I don't want to say anything that could get me arrested. You know?
That's I shouldn't say that. My wife's a child protection officer.
Especially when the
So-
club manager is sitting right behind you.
He knows me. Delete button.
I don't know.
Oh, Zachary is back.
Hi, Zach.
Yeah, but he changed his name to Zach after we harassed him with Zachary. But he said the sturgeon aren't biting. But the Dale's Pale Ale is.
That's not a bad day.
I think that he probably gets paid to say that kind of thing. I saw a lot of pictures of people catching sturgeon on Rainy River yesterday, so. Tim, I am not going to ask Scott if there's practice ice available. Sorry. I'll forget. I did. I bullied Zach.
Now Wysocki putting up another guard here.
Should have plenty of room to get around that, I would think.
I think you can definitely.
And move a few things.
Yeah.
But let's.
It's there.
I don't
it's
think
there
that
with, like, hack.
so that number
I don't
4
know if
rock
there was
isn't
control
going
anymore.
anywhere if you try to play the double.
No.
Pretty high guard. But
However, if you
I
even
think
if
you
you
could
hit
get
this
to the
side-
1, though.
yeah.
it's not there.
That's not there. Heavy draw works too, but I think we're probably like back.
Heavy draw, they just sit 2.
Well, but I think we roll here.
Yeah, heavy draw, I do think they've got potential to move that.
It'd be
All right,
really
Number
this is
one,
our other
red rock
option. I don't
enough.
think that's viable.
That's viable.
It's a good shot.
I think you're right. I think it's this
Pretty
hit.
much
It's just how much weight do we want to throw at
The
it?
edge of that rock is right on the pin, so it doesn't have
I mean,
to
if you
move
catch
much.
right here,
Yeah.
I can't get there with a ton of weight though. It's got to be hack. I got to throw like hack to board, basically skinny that. Well, actually skinny this almost. There's there. That's the walking
What do you
time.
think?
We got time
Could
out
you
now.
throw up to like control weight and still get inside of the
That's the
nose
shot.
on number
We
4
got two
for
rocks. We have 2 rocks though.
solid
So we
clearing
gotta
play
get-
on
we
the
gotta
number
do that
1 rock?
first.
It'd be
We gotta
close.
get
I
in
think
here,
control
yeah.
might be
We
too
have to
heavy
get
for
it.
what
But
you
we
want
gotta
that
get in there.
rock
I think we're getting in
your
there with
shooter
weight.
to do.
I don't think we get in there on the draw. I don't think we get in there with a draw. I think it's hack. It's hack
Or space
weight.
weight, maybe.
Yeah, we
And hit
could
it
do
here.
that. I think
There
that's
all
an
day, yeah.
excellent call.
I hit
I
the
actually
weight, it's
don't think
probably
space weight
here.
is enough. I think the number 2 red rock gets in your way on
Yeah.
space just because of how hard they're curling. So I think you need to come in with,
Yeah.
I dare say you have to throw control weight to skinny both of those guards and still get inside of,
Oh my God! I can't believe you said that.
sorry.
You said I dare say. I'm like, oh my goodness.
How dare
I mean,
you?
I'm
How
just
dare
assuming
you?
it's a
Or how
50, and it's
daring.
Probably hot.
Well, we'll see what Hack does here for him.
Hack might do it.
I think that's what the call is.
Little
Seems
outside.
heavier than Hack.
That's
That's
Curl.
controlled
That's
at normal.
board control.
Whoa, straight.
Straight is the call.
Hard line.
Oh,
Curl.
is it going to get by the guard? Just clears it.
Wow.
He does get that roll. That was what I was afraid of with control, is if it just bounced off.
You need
So that might give them an easier, more to hit.
Yeah, you give that a tap.
I mean, yellow's sitting. They've got some options here, but I don't see a super easy
I was
one.
worried we go. try to
No,
go
I
here
think
now.
So-
the play is the force and go into extra ends with the hammer with yellow. I don't think you want to be too aggressive and try to steal here.
Yeah.
So what do you?
Hitting that 6 into the 7 could open up an opportunity for Wysocki to draw in. Or even tap something back.
What are we thinking for broom, Trev? Right there?
Could play. I don't know if the draw is there. If you throw a little extra handle on it to not overhit.
Needs to be a good one. Just needs to be there. So, okay. All right. Oh shit! Oh, they gotta move that.
Broom good?
I tapped that. I don't think I moved it though.
No. Room good, Trev?
I actually was walking through. I don't think I moved it though. But I tapped that. I hit it. I don't think I moved though. So I wasn't trying to make it easier for myself.
Well,
Good sportsmanship by
I was trying
Wysocki.
to-
Yep.
Yeah. I was just- yeah.
I didn't see it move.
I didn't either.
But yeah, he's definitely got a
As long as the red one's closer, I don't care.
very tricky draw path here. I mean, honestly, the rock that he was just talking about is right in the middle of the path that he's going to be trying to.
Yeah, he
So he's
just
gotta
has to get
skinny
by
it.
it. It's going to have a lot of rotation not to hit the 7.
Okay. Gotta work. Curl. Curl.
Calling for the curl. Will it get by?
Line,
It'll get
line,
by.
line,
Now you got to
line.
hold it.
As far as we can. As far as we can. As far as we can. Almost. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And just, yeah, that was a really, really tricky shot.
Yeah.
Combination of line and weight had to be just perfect. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think
With
not
the-
with the way
with
the
where
rocks
that-
have been curling.
yeah.
I don't know if it
With
was
where
there.
that guard is, I just
Does it ever open
I
up?
think it was right
Like,
smack
if
in
we
the middle of the
switch
line
here,
they
does it
had to
get the
throw.
slash, though? We got a minute 20.
No.
The miss is the guard. So I'm gonna do straight draw weight, like back 4 weight. Tap tap, and then
We could
Betzold
throw it away and
mentioned
do
they
it
had
extra.
a minute 20
Let's just do
of
the drop
thinking
right
time
here.
left, so
Stand hammer.
it's enough
Yeah, I know.
to
Okay.
discuss a little bit before the shot. Does
Okay,
look
draw,
like they
tap,
are
tap,
gonna
tap the
attempt to
yellow.
try to tap up
no more than back 4.
the 6 to the
No more
7.
than back
Yep.
4. The miss is light.
Back line.
I'll give you 90.
Backline weight, if he hits this, I do think is enough to dislodge that number 1 rock.
It's up.
He's got to move
Got a curl.
It's
Curl.
3 rocks, so
Up, it might be starting to break right now.
Curl.
Might not be enough. That's just gonna sneak by.
Yep.
Okay, sweep pass. All the way past.
Yeah.
Oh, I bumped. No, I think that was a redstone and it was on the button.
So it's either this. There is this run.
No. We've got one.
Yeah, I probably don't take that unless you really need it.
Yeah.
If we weren't 1, right?
Yeah.
What do you feel about that tap back
You
on
want
that
to try
7?
this?
It's a little dangerous.
That's very dangerous.
I'd
You-
probably
you-
throw this one away and
Yeah, you've
If we're at
got
all wide.
anything you try to play, you run the risk of, because all the yellow stones are above the tee line. You just risk tapping them up to
How-
be shot.
we got?
how confident do you feel
We got
going
2
into the
minutes.
8th that
We're
you can
okay, we're
steal the win, or you do have the shot to win it right now?
I mean, stealing is hard, but
Let's just take type room at it.
I
Try
do
it.
think that this is
Sure.
there's more
Where do we
risk
get
than
it?
Yeah, I don't-
opportunity
I
to
don't
make
see it,
this.
dude. I don't see it.
No.
You gotta-
no way.
you gotta
No
get to
way.
nose on
You'd
this.
have to get to pretty much nose, yeah.
All right, let's go to extra.
Yep.
All right, looks like they're calling for extras.
Yep. I like that call. It's not as fun, but it's safer.
It certainly is, and there's a time for fun shots.
We
Yep.
wanted an extra end, you know?
Maybe national championships
Plus, we
are at the
figured
time.
we'll steal it,
No,
it'd be
not in a
easy.
tight game.
Well, that's what I like here. Well, in that case, can we just have 2? Will you just give us 2 in that case?
One could argue that every curling shot is fun.
Come
though.
on, be a pushover. Not bad.
One could. I don't know. I've thrown some that were decidedly not fun results. So you were there.
Come on, Red.
I could have been. I don't know which specific one you were talking about.
I'm not talking about any one specific. I just know you've seen them.
I think you've seen a few from me myself. So.
All right, and we're getting bonus curling.
All right. So I believe that means they get
Yeah,
4.5 minutes of thinking time for extra ends.
4.5 minutes on the clock, and
There's no need to risk it.
I like that call.
Now we just got to play for
You could take the time to check in on the other sheets here. Brandon looks like he's going to take a break over at, if I can see correctly, I think Team Russ is up 5-3 over Team Elliott, going into the 8th end, and with the hammer.
Yeah, it looks like they're at skip stones.
Skip stones? Oh, okay, no, yep, they have one rock left. That sheet's a little too far over for me to call on. Sheet 2, we have Sundrum, team from Duluth, throwing yellow. They are up 6-5
This is what we're made for, baby.
in the 8th end.
I'm going to keep calling you baby,
Sheet
baby.
3, Team Kunkel, beating Team Horgan
Feels good.
By a mittful.
by a little bit, yeah.
10-2, it looks like.
10-2.
Me all hot and bothered, dude.
Those sheets can be kind of tricky because there's a post in the way.
Yeah, the pole is right in my vision.
Yeah.
I was looking for the 2, I couldn't see it.
I've tried to get them to, like, move the post. Like they.
You know, with a torch, we could probably get rid of them pretty easily. We could go back to the old days where we didn't have a roof.
No, no.
What?
Right,
That's how it
Let it
started
grind
off,
then.
wasn't it?
Let's grind
Open
it.
air.
right off.
I don't think so.
I-
I've never heard that before.
I thought I read that in the
book?
curling 100 year
Leave it
book.
high. Leave it high.
Oh.
then. We'll
Yeah,
go-
I
leave it
refuse
next
to read that because Jordan was involved in it.
Oh, that's fair.
No, that might be. I don't know. That's interesting if that's true. I know that the side over here used to be a Quonset hut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, and you know the lore of the Toyota logo on sheet 8?
Yes, I do. Yeah, that's the. Yeah, isn't that what they got left behind after Toyota went through the
Went through the wall in the
through
alley.
the wall? Yeah.
All there. Dying a little.
Sheet 4, we have Team Green over Campbell. And sheet 6, we've got Muers over Wayne. Apologies if I butchered anyone's name. I'm not perfect. Brandon can attest to that.
I had a 4 on the dot.
it's curling. You only have to shoot like 80% or so.
Nope, we won a 3.
Got an extra headset.
Really, all that's important is that the skip.
I know, I'm just teasing. You don't want me on this.
The skip needs to shoot 80%. Everybody else can do whatever they want. Dex used to always say he was like the only shot that matters is the skip's last shot. I'm like, okay, takes a lot of pressure off.
I would disagree.
Top 8.
As a skip, I
Yeah,
would.
you're a skip, so you're biased. But
Yeah.
no, my buddy Tim Gartner, I've heard him say many times,
In, but I don't want to risk it.
if a skip makes their last shot, you're more likely to win the game.
That is fair.
Nice going, bud.
Let's hope Team Wysocki thinks that, because they did throw their one through the house.
Scooterville Bob says the previous curling in St. Paul was on the river, but even that was enclosed.
It wasn't close. The giant tents or tarps?
They back then they didn't have tents. They didn't know they hadn't been invented yet.
No,
It was probably a yurt.
a yurt.
Leave it.
You know, we should bring
Leave it,
back
leave it,
I like to
yurt
think-
curling.
Yeah, I like to think they just built a giant log cabin out there just
Yeah.
for seasonal curling.
And then burn it down at the end.
Yeah,
Or just let those logs go down the river to the
lumber
mill.
Yeah,
That's what on my cabin's on Rainy Lake, and they used to always run logs through the lake. They had these kind of big tugboats that would just bring these logs all the way to the mill, and my dad used to ride on them as a kid.
That sounds
well,
fun.
Whole
Gotta
room.
go a little bit. Top 3.
I feel like the number of kids that that rode on the logs floating down the river that made it to have kids of their own
Yep, hard
is
day.
probably a
Hard
minority.
day. Hard day. We got it. We got her.
No, he used to ride on the tugboat.
Oh,
not
on the tugboat. Okay.
Yeah, not on the logs.
Nice shot. Nice feed.
All
But
right.
there are
I
bays
had
up
a-
there. Like
I had
there-
a much more entertaining image in my head.
yeah. There's bays they used to have, like there's a bay behind where I fish a lot. It's called Storage Bay, and they used to have these big boom logs, and they would load the logs into these bays. And now if you fish under there, there's like all these like sunken logs all over the place. It's kind of cool,
We have a guard worthy song.
sort of.
It's a good spot for bobber fishing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yes.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Looks like it's just going to get the 1 here.
Yeah.
Hopefully not the yellow. Yeah, that was close.
I was totally hitting that time.
Put it back. Put it back, Chris.
Wysocki looking to
Nope, we want to put it back.
keep their guard structure intact here.
Yeah.
Higher's better.
They are second rock, but I think you can still get to that yellow. Sit on it. Tap it back. Just leave it out there for now.
For the time being, guards are their friend.
Yep.
Oh, higher better. Whoa, whoa. Higher better.
Like to see this a 2.
Yep, you got it. You got it. Push it, Danny. Push it, Danny. Push it, Danny. You got it. You got it. Push it, Danny. You got it. You got it. You got it. Great, sweet, bud.
Same
Great
thing.
fucking sweet. Hey,
Really nice guard.
Keep going.
might as well.
You guys are jumping. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, well.
Be
Whoa.
interested to see when
Nothing only.
Wysocki
All right.
changes what their strategy is here to because they do need to get one in as shot rock.
Yep.
See when they decide to stop putting up those guards and go on the offensive.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like,
Right draw.
Oh, you're good.
part of me is like, if you
We're good.
guard that all
We're
up,
just trying to get
like,
back here.
it seems like the run back is like just a little run back is there now.
Yep.
Guard it all up, then you're going to have to draw around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it seems like it's,
I'm sure Betzold is fine with this strategy because they are wasting some of
yeah.
Red's rocks, but
But in order to steal, you definitely need
you
guards.
do need guards.
That's fine.
And-
Mine's good.
Chris Lefebvre put
Zach
up a
says
great
that they'll
guard.
wait till their last,
Over and
Skip's
up.
last rock to try to score.
Oh, right off. Over curly.
Which we know if he makes that shot, there's a good chance that they'll win.
Yeah.
Based on our previous conversation about Skip's last rock.
Right. David Cole puts the guard back up. Looks like they're going to take one more run at it.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
This one's
Whoa.
pretty close to nose. Still a
You know,
clear
that,
peel.
that rollover does help
It
protect
does,
their
yeah.
yellow in the house, so not a bad result there. It makes that draw path a little bit harder.
No.
If there was ever a chance for an in-off for Wysocki, that makes that more difficult.
Do you think it's still there? Those guards are pretty high.
They are.
But you're right. Makes it tougher.
You know, it's probably there with space weight.
Hey. Easy. Easy. Yep.
Well, space weight would
Come on, boys, drag it.
get you to the inside and flop over touch button, I dare say.
Well, I've got a
on,
text
boys, come on,
from
boys, come on.
our
Don't give up.
second
All right.
who
Okay.
we were
I'm
on
scared
Sheet
there.
5 last night and said
I'm
the
scared.
commentating staff was super critical of
That
him.
half guard, baby.
Only as cats.
Only his cats.
We gotta make it.
I do
Glad to hear he
appreciate how
woke
much
up.
he loves cats, though.
I'm glad he woke up from his cat nap and decided to tune in.
We didn't put that guard.
Yeah, your team, be careful because I measure there's about 6 fingers of bourbon that's gone out of that bottle.
Oh,
No.
that's quite a bit.
Who made me skip?
Yeah, well, I have smaller hands.
Thanks, Denise. It's still 95.
Have you guys ever read any curling books?
I have.
Yes.
There was a gal from Canada that wrote almost like a like a college book on like introduction to curling that went over strategies, and it showed her how she got introduced to the game and eventually played in the Scotties, and it just went over strategies. It was really interesting, and it definitely helped figure out some strategies for situations.
Either we can come at this.
But that's the only one, and I lost it, or somebody borrowed it and didn't return it, so I don't really flip through it much.
Timeout from Wysocki here.
Guys. Randy.
Yeah, I've read a couple books on curling. A lot of them. So I read Fit to Curl to figure out, how to take better care of myself and be better physically suited to curling. And
is that the Johnny Moe Dean Gemmel book?
Yep. And
I can tell.
I started last week on crutches, so you can see how well that worked for me.
I wasn't going to say anything. I did
But,
think it.
But I've also read another Dean Gemmel book, Brush Like a Badass. It's all about sweeping technique. Then Plan B Curling, a strategy book that goes into that's one I'd recommend for any 5U curler in particular, because no team out there shoots lights out, but definitely the beginner teams are more prone to have to come up with alternatives. So the Plan B curling is one that I think does a great job of how you read explaining how you can read the ice and look at what are your options that are open if you don't make a shot perfectly.
Plan Bs.
Yep. Plans B.
Or C or D,
Yeah.
Those are nice
Oh,
to have.
I've
like T-lines.
even in this tournament, I think we saw like a Plan E or F, maybe G yesterday.
Yeah. Now, Brandon, have you ever been to any of the Kevin Martin curling camps at all?
I did. Yep. 2 years ago, I did one that he did in conjunction with the Lupus Foundation.
Okay.
That's a really good all-around strategy course. He has a classroom session, on-ice session to talk about delivery mechanics. Messed with my delivery for a good month, and I think I came out better as a result of having taken it, but
Why we call you Daddy?
completely took apart everything I had learned from the first 2 years of playing and had
Their
to
coach,
piece it back together.
Tom
Good to see you,
Weiler's out
boys.
there, but he's been renamed now. He said last time he was here earlier, I think it was for the cash spiel, everybody called him Luke's dad. And he said now he goes, that's what I am. I'm Luke's dad.
That checks out. Very accomplished curler in his own right.
Oh, my gosh. I wish
world,
I had a fried Spam sandwich for lunch. Would be great.
Put a stone on the button if you guys want.
World level competitor.
Be the pushover. That's right.
Wysocki.
Line's good. Line's good. Whoa, whoa, whoa. How's the weight? For curl, if anything. For curl, if anything.
It's like it does have
Curl.
a bit
Curl.
of room to get over,
Curl.
but it's starting to
Hard all
go.
the way, Danny. Hard all the way, Danny. Hard, both you, both you, both you, both you. Line, 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 line. Hard, hard, just hard, just hard, just hard, just hard, hard,
This
hard,
looks
hard.
pretty
Hard, hard,
good.
hard,
It
hard,
sure
hard, hard.
does.
Great
What
shot,
a
Chris.
shot.
That's a nice
Hey,
shot.
great fucking shot. Well, great sweep. Chris. Woo. Attaboy.
I just got some chills.
I don't know if we ever come
Crowd
up
went
with
wild behind us.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Okay.
So, what weight do you need to?
It's just
I mean, your option. I don't think you can hit that really.
No, I think
That's not going anywhere. I think you
have
have
to
to
play
draw
the
it.
draw, and
Yeah.
you need to get a little bit more of the button than he has.
Yep. If any. That overhead view is pretty tough, but it looks like Red is biting button.
Yes.
Oh, I have no idea.
Just don't
So let's see if
He's for an 85.
Betzold has another button shot
All right.
in his pocket.
He's opting for the other turn.
So is this button draw for the win?
It is. Final shot of the game. No blank in place.
Line's good.
Think a little heavy.
Okay. Nothing.
So
Room.
that
Plenty of room.
there are 2 rocks left.
Oh, are
Go
there?
hard, hard, hard.
I couldn't see them.
Whoa.
Where I'm sitting, I can't really see anything.
Oh my.
And look at that.
Wow.
All right, we've got our money's worth here, guys.
Let's see if Wysocki can follow that. And he did have it in his pocket.
Wow.
Back-to-back outstanding shots from both these skips.
What was great about that, I mean, there wasn't a lot of sweeping on the, like it was just like a patience.
Yep.
I mean, there was a lot of things that were great about it,
Yeah.
not just that.
He thought he was a little heavy, but
Yeah.
not by much.
Touch less, Dave.
Okay.
So we got to tap it a little bit, right?
Did give
Yep.
him a little bit of backing, but
Little less yet?
Yeah, a little less. Mid 12.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to tap it a little bit. So Forgan. Felt a little light.
Whoa. Whoa.
felt light, gave it a little
Got
bit of
a
a
curl.
push.
Whoa. Curl. Wait, line, 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 line. Line, hard, 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 hard. Yep, yep, yep.
He
Wait,
gets
wait,
by
wait,
the
yeah,
guard.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
looking
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
good.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Wow.
Great fucking shot,
And
bro.
I believe red is at least one.
Red is sitting, looks like 2
Looks
from
like
here.
2.
Unbelievable.
That's all I got, bud. That's all I got.
Can't ask for much
all
more
I
than
can do.
this.
So, does
It's funny watching the chat because it's delayed.
Oh.
And like what they say and then what I've seen is like, oh, you're going to be surprised.
So we'll see if Betzold has a better button shot in his back pocket.
And you can feel the excitement up here at the bar.
Yeah, pretty much everybody in the room is lined up by these windows right now.
Listening to what Brandon is going to call for the shot.
Go.
Clean delivery.
Gotta go.
Can't tell if he's calling for line or weight.
It looks like might
Gotta
be
go.
both.
Yep.
Line's going to be really tight here.
Really tight line.
you're on the
And he's
Might
on the
be-
guard.
Oh, unfortunate.
Oh.
Unfortunate miss by Betzold.
Really close.
What a game, though,
that
man.
was a great
Unbelievable
game.
shot.
Yeah.
2 unbelievable shots from Wysocki to secure that win. Betzold gave him a run for his money, but unfortunately comes up just shy on the hammer shot.
You were kicking
Couldn't
my
ask
ass.
for
You were
a
out
better
shooting
game
my-
to
I mean, 2 shots.
commentate for my first time ever. But hats off to these 2 teams. That was just entertaining all around.
Yep.
Thank you all to our YouTuber viewers for tuning in and listening to.
Except for Zachary.
Oh, except for Zachary.
Yeah.
Zach, you're okay.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, guys, for doing this. You guys did fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
It
And,
was
It was
really
a
fun.
pleasure.
yeah, thanks to Jordan for working so we could get Justin his first commentary opportunity here.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan.
Well,
Thank you, St. Paul Brewing.
You've moved up. You moved up in the ladder now.
Oh, is that a blessing or a curse?
I think
Yes.
it's a blessing.
I think so. I had fun.
Yeah. Well, you've read the books, and we need more book readers. Keep Jordan employed. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for watching, and we're going to wrap this up. The next airing will be at 4 o'clock. So, let's keep it rolling.